like they're getting ready for a gang up here. The top right, the one thing they're missing right now is a sensor tower. So I think see, because Fred's in the sensor, they're waiting. Oh no, they still went. They might take this bunk.
Yeah, they're
Zateo
totally
cut off,
they're
not
gonna
able
clear
to do
that bunker for
anything here.
sure.
They're going to take down this bunk. Very good timing because Zateo got pushed back. Nothing he could do there. Adam will take this kill.
Cyrus would be at least above. Cyrus would be closer to Corto.
So Bang's going to get finished off as well. This is really good for sports. I think he's got 400
I
minerals
think
sitting
Adam,
there.
Adam and Cyrus.
Oh,
Still...
he got the tank kill. He killed Cyrus's tank. I was going to
Hey,
say
Draconis, can you hear me?
easily by sports he could have got.
With the units in that case, because this is time bound. Like the idea would be get a bunker.
Wait, hold on. We got tank in vision. Cyrus's tank is getting hit by Zateo's tank. He had to push back.
What's up, Technique? Yep. He's doing it right now. Hold on one second. It's going through an intro video right now.
And then turrets in front of him. He can hold that position permanently while pushing on Cyrus. He's got the unit supply. You know, he's got 120 supply. Cyrus is on 95. You know, they've got around the same amount of resupply.
So if he loses a tank,
Right there. He can get this tank if he pushes. Oh my gosh.
He's got to stutter into it because he's losing vision. And he gets it.
and that is Cyrus's own.
What happened? Maybe he would have given me that farm.
They got a push here going against Bank Boogie. That bunker is going to be very, very close to going down.
Wow. So close.
I thought it was going to save there for a second. They are able to get the snipe on Bank Boogie. Bank Boogie now on just one bunker.
And bottom left, on bottom right, not going to get up his DJK is not going to get up his block bones.
Lucern's bunker is in trouble. They're making a push on this one too. Cashiar and Big Boogie might be able to get it. It's going to be really close though. I don't know. Wow, they are able to save it a lot. Hey guys, welcome in to the first match of the night for us. My name is Draconis, and joining in with me today is Technique. Hey Technique, how are you doing today?
Hey, what up, guys? Doing pretty well. How about you, Draconis?
Doing well. Well, we're already into the first game match of the night. Just call out teams. Bottom left, we have Sad for You and Ravinium. Top left, we have BHF and Fred. Top right, we have Trigger and Relentless. And then bottom right, we have Zateo and Mr. Stabby. So already going into the game, you'll see Trigger's taking a great lead here. He's already at 880 points just a couple minutes into the game there. BHF second place is 650. Relentless 545. Sad for You 450, Ravinium 400, Fred 395, and Stabby in at 350 points right there. Some really strong team matchups that I see from here. Anyone in particular that you're looking at here, Technique?
Yeah, I agree. This is a really good game. Of course, any team with Trigger is always going to be the team to be on the lookout for. Trigger and his partner Relentless, who is also pretty good as well. Let me see the other players. Haven't gotten a chance to look at the other teams. So I think good too. Mr. Stabby, always a very good player. Zateo is also really good. So I'm actually favoring bottom right or top right actually. It's gonna be but anyway, it could be anyone's game.
Yeah, I've played with Relentless in the pub lobbies. I think this is he might have played another game with us, you know, in the past, but he hasn't been on there in a while. I'm actually looking really forward to seeing his play because he wrecks me in the pub lobbies, I guess is the best way to put it. He's a really good player as far as
He's
you
a
know I'm
good
concerned.
player. Yeah, he's very good with Marines from my experience with him. And speaking of the team on the top on the bottom left, sad for you. I know he's only come back to zone control, but I've always known him as a very good player as well. Let's see if he's gotten rusty over the years because I know he took a pretty long break, but he's always a challenge for me to beat in the past, and he may be, you know, tough player to crack for Mr. Stabby here. On the top left, we have Fred and BHF. Fred is, you know, I was gonna go with his Marine specialist as well. He starts off with that Merc Marines, and he does actually very well with this. So let's see how he fares well against Trigger. It'd be an interesting lane, I think. Trigger's already got Reapers, it seems like, so it's gonna give Fred a tough time with his Merc Marine strategy. Oh, he just Merc too. But let's see the scoreboard. Trigger's way ahead at 1500, so things are looking very well for top right.
Yep. And oh no, a little bit of lag there, just the normal trigger lag that we see in from time to time. So, but yeah, one thing is interesting with Trigger is just looking always at his upgrade strategy. So far, just sitting at 3 and 4, but what you'll see is probably he's going to sit on this second bunker for quite a while there and really try to just out upgrade over his opponents and everything of that nature. So, real quick, just want to talk a little bit about Time Traveler, also known as Fred to us. He's really just an interesting player all around the map. He always has a lot of interesting play styles. We'll see him go Merc Marines very early in the match. BHF is kind of an up-and-comer into our league. Really kind of looking to see how well he's going to be able to perform with the other players here. I've played him in the pub lobbies, but for the most part, I don't have too much experience for him, so I'm going to be keeping an eye out on him. Relentless, we talked about already. Relentless is just one of those, you know, players. You see him join a lobby, and you get a little bit of fear that come into you. Trigger is everybody's favorite pro player there, just in the sense of, you know, he's able to come back from any losing situation. If you think he's dead, if he's not eliminated, he's not dead. And then Mr. Stabby, we don't get to see him play on too much with us here. So he's going to be another one that I'm watching with BHF at the same time. Just trying to, you know, basically see, can he take what he knows in the pub games and then translate it over into these pro lobbies. And then last but not least is Zateo. Zateo is a player from us that has the meme that you cannot give him 3 bunkers. Zateo is just not allowed to have 3 bunkers no matter what. And I guess I missed one more, which is going to be Sad for You. Sad for You is a moderator on the Zone Control Reddit board. He hasn't played in quite some time, just recently made a comeback. So looking forward to seeing what he can do.
This is his first Pro League game since he's come back, right? So I'm curious to see how he will do. By the way, Draconis, do you see that monstrous nuke that Ravinium got? I think it was Ravinium. Like, he nuked both Fred and Trigger, like, full army. Like, it was full Merc Marines.
I probably...
Trigger's
amazing. Yeah, and unfortunately for me, I was too busy calling out stuff to actually see it. So, Ricochet, if you're watching this, I am sorry. I did see that one, though.
That was good, but it was actually I don't know why Trigger nuked there. The money, but yeah.
Yeah, it might have been money. Let's see what his upgrades are doing. He's at 6, 9, 9, and 8, and against Fred is 3, 5, 3, and 3. So yeah, he's probably just trying to keep that decisive advantage over there, or just could have been simply a mistake.
Might have been. I mean, I feel like nukes, you want to use them like really early to gain the advantage early, or you want to save it for like a strategic moment, you know, where like it can really change the outcome of a game, like you know, like a critical nuke, you know, against an army that's, you know, or his tank pushing can really help with killing a tank or a bunker. But yeah, I mean I guess Trigger is all about like keeping up with the upgrades or even upgrading his opponent. That's usually how he dominates his lane. So maybe that's what he was doing, just for the money, which is not that bad of an idea either.
And talk about domination. Oh my gosh. Look at Trigger right now. 4,000 points. The only one that's close to him is Stabby and Ravinium at 29 and 2,600 points.
I think Ravinium was really helped by that really good nuke earlier because he was in like last place or close to last for most of the game until he got that nuke off, which catapulted him to like second place, right behind Trigger. Stabby must have gotten a really good nuke too because he just catapulted to second place. Did he use his nuke? No.
It looks like only nukes on the field are from Dark bottom left and Fred, of course.
Yeah, Fred, as we know, is someone who loves saving a nuke for that tactical advantage. He doesn't really use it for the econ. Fred's nukes are usually pretty effective at doing that too. I should know because I was on the receiving end.
Yeah, and Fred's approaching that 1,000 mineral part, so I'm wondering if he's going to be dropping a bunker anytime soon.
I'd be kind of curious to see what his second bunk's going to be. I mean, ideally it should be a Marauder to counter Trigger's Marines, but he might not be able to get that, so he might just go for a second Marine bunk.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty darn hard right now to secure that Marauder bunker with Trigger just that far ahead. And then I don't even know if the other people will play ball with it.
Yeah, they might, seeing that Fred is in last place. They might be like, oh, if he gets a Marauder bunk, Trigger has less feed, so it might stop Trigger a little bit, which is also a good idea too. So, we'll see what people's decisions are. Trigger looks like he's going for his third bunker, which is a Reaper. Oh, same with Fred too. They're both going for a Reaper.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if Fred will just cancel out his SEV and preemptively nuke so he can shut this down. I mean, they got BHF and Fred right there. They should be able to make a power play on this. Fred doesn't see the bunker, though. Just looking at his vision right now, he doesn't know the bunker's there. All they have to do is just go up a little bit. Still no vision, and the bunker is able to complete with Trigger. Oh, man, that's a huge mistake there. Just goes to show that sending at least one forward guy is very advantageous. They could have easily shut down that bunker from Trigger. I don't know if Fred would have still chosen to nuke, but it would have bought him some time.
I didn't think Fred was expecting Trigger to build a third bunker so quickly too. I wasn't expecting it either. Usually Trigger stays on 2 bunks for a while and goes upgrade heavy. I guess he's playing a little bit differently this time. I mean, his upgrades are still pretty good though. Oh, they're way better than Fred's. Fred's at 3775. Trigger's at 812.9. So I mean, he's got a massive upgrade.
Yeah, and I think that's probably why he did elect to take the bunker early, because he can, right? He's already got so much of a disparity between his upgrades and Fred's. Might as well work on production then.
I mean, the only thing holding him back is actually the production aspect, not so much the upgrades. I mean, at some point, you get diminishing returns by just upgrading so much, and you get, more advantage by having just, a slightly better production from 3 than he was getting from 2.
Stabby laying down that Marauder bunker. Same with Sad for You here. We got 2 people getting rods at the same time. So far, not really too much challenge. There was a lot of action in the middle just a second ago, but a lot of people have kind of pulled back, it looks like.
It looks like Fred is busy with Trigger. They're kind of busy with each other to really stop the Marauders going at the south side, so... Yeah, I don't think Fred really cares about Blue's Marauder, and likewise, Trigger doesn't care that much about Yellow's Marauder either.
Yeah, Stabby getting these Marauder bunkers will be big, though. He is rolling second place with 5,700 points there. Meanwhile, sad for you. It's good that he was able to take some Marauders too. That's going to definitely help Ravinium, which is sitting at in third place.
Yep. And it's kind of interesting to see Mr. Stabby going Routers, because I don't see him going Routers all that often. Although it's not a bad idea in this game. He usually loves going like the Reaper, the Merc Reaper and Reams, and he's pretty good at doing that too. But I guess I think getting that Router bunk is critical for a Pro League game.
Yep, look at this. Stabby calls out the Marauder bunker right away. He's definitely not afraid to use in-game politics. He taking some damage to Relentless's bunker there. That's definitely going to put a little bit of a strain on top right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the idea everyone has is that they can't let top right have Marauder because Trigger's just so far ahead. It's going to be very hard for top right, I think, to pull down or to set down Marauder. I think they'll have to kind of play it safe. If they want to expand, just go with Marines or Reapers. They're less easily detected, just because Trigger's so far ahead.
Yeah, look at those upgrades. 12 and 16 with 13 range. That's insane.
Fred needs to use his nuke pretty soon.
Yeah, he's going to face some pressure on this bunker. He's going to lose it if he doesn't nuke it.
Trigger's anticipating that nuke. He's like not, I can see him kind of like kill and he's drawing some troops away. Just he knows that Fred's gonna do that nuke. But
yeah, I guess he's just trying to bait the feed more. So I was like, hey, just bait the nuke, get it over with. You'll probably be able to take it on the next pass. But it looks like he's still just trying to bait more feed for him. Upgrades now 13, 16, and 13.
I'm actually surprised this time that Trigger didn't take the tank spot. Usually he builds a bunker in the tank spot. He's like one of the few players that's known to do that. But he didn't do it this game. I guess he was feeling pretty confident about his ability to build forward Reaper bunks. But yeah. Oh yeah, so he's got the SCV in a bad spot. Fred actually he got SCV sniped, so he can't get that nuke down now.
Yep.
And now Trigger, all he has to do is.
And it does go down. BHF was trying to split his army there, help him out. Hopefully it's not going to cause them both to lose both bunkers there. But BHF definitely splitting to try to defend his bunker while give Fred a little bit of support there. At the end of the day, was not enough, yo.
And it looks like Ravinium is going to come up and take one of BHF's bunks too. And,
yep.
Really need to use that nuke to stay relevant in the game. I guess now.
Yep, looks like they're switching now off of Fred. BHF losing that bunker just like you were predicting there. Gosh, top left not looking so good. One bunker each right now.
And that's also bad news for bottom right because like you need your diagonal to be strong in order for your team to not 4v2. So since both Fred and BHF are so weak now, that allows their respective lanes to actually come down and help their partners and, stop whatever expansion bottom right wants to plan. So
look at the upgrade discrepancy between Zateo and Relentless here. Zateo with 12 range, Relentless sitting in with only 4. Relentless falling back a little bit, and he's just letting Zateo grab these bunkers here. I do not know what's going on with Relentless right now.
Yeah, I don't know either. He's just kind of AFK a little bit. Maybe something came up. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure why his upgrades are so much worse than Zateo, considering that they're pretty much on par in score. I don't know. Maybe he lost the bunker earlier. Yeah,
I don't know. He didn't call for a pause or anything, but it looks like the Relentless is AFK from here.
Yeah. That's kind of bad news for Trigger, who has to hold his own 4v2. Trigger should actually say something about his partner being AFK. Oh, I thought
here he is. I think.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, it looks like he's back in.
Relentless, yeah, he used his nuke like very early in the game, so does not have that.
Meanwhile, BHF trying to get his bunker back up here. Ravinium will not have it.
Yeah, it looks like Relentless was AFK. just came back though, but it might be a little too late for him to save that bunk. It looks like it's gonna go down.
Yeah, it's pretty darn low.
They should really build a shield. Okay, now he is. Okay.
It looks like Sadfree and Ravinium were able to cancel out top left's BHF's bunker building. They're going in for the kill here. Fred still has his nuke. Fred's getting capacity on his bunker. I wish I could see the capacity stats, but it's quite a bit. BHF might very well die, though. I think they just need to commit to one person, but they're afraid to with Fred's nuke.
I don't understand why Fred is not nuking. Maybe he's just kind of given up hope. I mean, this is a nuke opportunity here. Yeah, that's...
Yep.
I don't know.
BHF does go down.
He's not even politicking. Like, he should say he's dying or something so that, like... kill Fred, because otherwise... they think they might get teamed down, so... I think leaving him alive was a conscious decision. How's my mic, by the way, Draconis? Are most of my words getting through? Because I know they get dropped pretty frequently.
As far as I know, guys, if you're having a hard time hearing technique on the stream, let us know. And, oh, Fred trying to do a nuke deny for his bunker kill, but it does not kill his bunker. They are going to be able to pick that off as well.
Now it looks like it's going to be a three-way.
Yep.
At the finish mark.
Yeah, it's gonna be everyone on top right, it looks like. So Ravinium going in for this bunker snipe. I don't think he'll be able to get it, but definitely it's going to add a lot more pressure on Relentless here, which is definitely got to upgrade disadvantage versus Zateo at the most part. Maybe not on attack and defense, but definitely in the range department, Zateo is much more invested.
Oh, look at Zateo building a tank. So he's looking to kill top right. He's going to tank push them. I mean, Relentless could probably even die to Zateo without him needing a tank. He's just so far behind. Still on 5 range, but Zateo has both a production advantage as well as an upgrade advantage, and now he has a tank. Things are not looking very good for Relentless.
A little bit of back and forth there in the chat. I think Zateo thought they were trying to call truce with top right there. Didn't realize they said Ravinium and not Relentless. And it looks like Otacon can hear you just fine. It says you're coming in just a little bit low, which is interesting because with me you're coming in just fine.
Right. I'm not actually sure how to turn the volume of my mic. I'll have to look into it after this match, but here we see Trigger does what he does best, is defending against those 2v1 situations, which he always happens to Trigger.
Yeah, I think they're going to need to get a tank here. They will fall to Zateo and both of them pressuring. I guess the thing will be, is bottom left going to sabotage bottom right with the tank? It kind of looks like Sad4U is focusing a little bit on it just to see what's going on. They do see that the tank is there in play.
Trigger should call out the tank if he hasn't done so already, but I think, as you said, bottom right or bottom left might be aware that there is a tank. I'm kind of surprised that Trigger did not build a tank. Because, his partner was supposed to be up. He needed it.
It definitely looks... Go ahead, I'm sorry, man.
I was just saying, I'm kind of surprised that Trigger didn't build a tank earlier, because he saved that spot for the tank. And he usually actually doesn't. He usually builds in the tank square.
Yep.
But yeah, seeing how Relentless was so far behind, I think helped defend his partner. But it looks like, yeah, that bunk of Trigger is going down as well. So it just comes down to bottom left versus bottom right.
And I don't know. No one says you want to keep Trigger alive at this point. But if you are bottom left, what do you do? Because bottom right looks pretty darn strong. Kind of curious what you guys think in the stream chat. What should be bottom left's next play from here? Do they let Trigger live? Do they continue until he's dead? What do you do?
I think they'll feed, but then like they'll keep on scouting Trigger to prevent him from expanding. As long as they keep Trigger on one bunk, I think they could probably. I don't think they're going for the. None of the teams right now are going for the kill. I think they're worried that if one team dies, they wouldn't have sufficient time to get strong to ensure that they will win the game. So I think right now, bottom left and bottom right are just looking to kind of get more points so they can expand while keeping Trigger down. I think that's the plan right now, from what it seems.
Otacon from the stream chat saying people should just kill Trigger every single time. Take your chances with the other team. And
Trigger's very good at defending, but I mean, like sometimes when you're faced with an impossible situation, like it's.
The tank snipe does happen here. Zateo's going to lose his tank there for Sad for You, trying to just push in on Relentless there. But, you know, it's definitely a setback for bottom right, but I think bottom left needed to do it there.
Yeah, I agree with that decision 100%. They needed that tank out of play if they want to have a better chance. They should be building a tank too, yeah.
Yeah. And the only thing is, Zateo set up the tank like right here in the middle. He should have pushed the side a little bit more, at least kept that flank close to the tank a little bit better. I think he could have positioned his tank a little bit better there to mitigate against that, because he had to know it was coming. That's why he paused so much the first time.
Yeah, you should have put it like right on the side of the map where like it would have been very hard to snipe. Because I mean, he didn't even need the tank in that position in order to kill Relentless. It looks like for a Reaper build late game, he wants to kill bunks. That's his strategy. Trigger's rebuilding, as no surprise there.
Yeah, Trigger at all 20s right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to actually prevent Trigger from expanding, because like with that score advantage, Trigger could easily come back and be a threat again, and it's gonna be like gonna take forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, not forever. We'll definitely prolong the game onto the hour-and-a-half mark if they don't kill Trigger, I think. Because I mean, it's just gonna keep on switching as we've seen in the past. Unless they decide to kill Trigger like right now. Oh, I feel bad for Trigger though. Like every game, like it's always like a 1v2 Trigger down to the last bunk.
Hey, but it usually rewards him because yeah, he gets such massive amounts of feed from that too, with them just trying to finish him off at one point.
Game's so painful for Trigger, like he has to like claw his way back, every game. That's how you improve, right?
Forcing the cancel from Stabby's bunker right there.
So much worried about Trigger because I think he's the only one person that knows that Trigger is expanding and plans on expanding. The Relentless not doing much. Oh, he's expanding. He's building a second marine, which will be scouted very soon. And yep.
Stabby and Ravenium building up some supply. Both people are sitting at an 80 supply cap right now with their depot investments. And it looks like Ravenium's going to definitely have a lot more runway to increase his supply in the future, where Stabby's got to take a little bit of chance and grab another lane.
I wonder what Stabby is spending his money on, because he's 4K ahead of Sad for You, but their upgrades actually Sad for You has slightly better upgrades than Stabby.
Well, the only thing Sad for You does not have is the armor. So it looks like he's pushed in a few more points into range. I think Stabby's upgrades are a little bit better actually.
Yeah, you're right. He's got way more armor. That's true. Yeah, that's probably what happened to all his money. To his 4,000. All that went into armor.
Lots of armor. Looks like Trigger is building in that tank square. Not worried about building another tank. Keep it compact. That way you can defend.
is banking on the idea that people won't target him, and if he builds a tank, he might get targeted again. And
Yeah.
the fact that he can defend a tank at this point in the game right now, and there's plenty of real estate. Like he's got like a lot of squares to build a tank, so he's not too tank spot. I was Trigger saying read the score, please. Oh, he's saying that people should target Mr. Stabby. I guess that's the idea.
Some more politicking going on from Trigger. Trigger saying, "Hey man, you guys should be fighting each other."
Trigger's usually the quietest one, like in these pro lobbies. He's usually like not the one to do any politicking, and yet like gets the most benefit from it for somehow.
Well, that's his strategy. If you only reserve it for key areas, it's a lot more believable. I think that's his politicking strategy. Zateo saying, "We dying." That's his phrase.
I didn't realize Ravinium still has a nuke, so he's still got that, game changer in play, which, is critical. And like in situations like these when you need to like kill somebody's tank, to complete.
Yep, some preemptive good games going on here. They were able to kill the bunker. Zateo is moving up this tank for a tank snipe.
Wow.
Oh no, it's not targeting his tank though. But Ravinium's is. Oh, huge blunder. They lose the tank as well.
Oh wow.
And another bunker.
I think they should strong enough yet, I think, so I think bottom left is still making the right call in destroying bottom right.
And Trigger wants to eliminate a team here, it looks like. But I don't think they can hold with that tank there. That tank is the problem for Trigger and them.
Again, Ravinium's got so much Reapers, like he could easily like take out Trigger, I think.
And that's it.
Yeah, and Relentless is just sitting on two bunks. One of them is unmerked, so Relentless will die to blue pretty easily. And I think bottom left may have it, unless Trigger does his magical win from like almost insurmountable odds. Let's see if he can do that this game.
Tank set up there on his Marauder bunker. It's going to be hard for them to hold it, even with the upgrades here. I don't know if they have enough to take it here.
I think it's actually the wrong call on Trigger's part to help kill bottom right, because I think he needed a tank before they eliminate a team, defense. But I guess Trigger was just very keen on killing them.
I agree completely here. I just don't see a way out of it for him.
I don't either. I mean, if it was like 30 minutes later in the game where Trigger has like multiple SCVs, I can kind of see him have a chance and just drop turrets everywhere. But right now it's not. It's in a game where a supply deficit of this magnitude is almost impossible to overcome.
Yep, and Trigger does call GG. That is it for the second match, or for the first match of the night there. That was a pretty crazy game.
It's very interesting to watch.
Right now, players are jumping into the lobby, getting ready to
this is first Pro League game
queue up the second match here.
So
we're going to go ahead and get ready for it as well.
By the way, Draconis.
Yeah, I was a little surprised, like you said, too, with Trigger just finishing off bottom right there. And you're absolutely right. He needed a tank probably just to fend off that push from there. I actually think he could have probably helped. And unfortunately for me, I was too busy calling out stuff to actually see it. So Ricochet, if you're watching this, I am sorry. I did see that one behind the lines, letting the tank do the work. Meanwhile, Relentless, it's just not enough stuff there for Relentless in terms of production to be able to help fend it off.
Zateo really hurt Relentless. The Reaper and Relentless wasn't able to really. And he's pretty good at doing that too. Up to Trigger and hold all those. But I guess I think getting that Marauder buff is critical for a Pro League game.
Yep, look at this. Stabby calls out the Marauder bunker right away.
But he didn't do it this game.
No, Trigger
He's
did
just
not
gonna
build a
take off
tank.
without his ability to build forward Reaper bunks. But yeah. Oh yeah, so he's got the SCV in a bad
I wonder
spot.
what his
Fred
thought
actually
process was when he was like killing bottom
he
right.
got
like,
SCV sniped, so he
thought
can't get that
maybe
nuke down
yellow
now.
was way bigger
Yep.
than
Now
he
Trigger, all
actually
he has
was.
to do is
And it does go
Yeah.
down. BHF defend his bunker while give Fred a little bit of support there. At the end of the day, was not enough,
You
yo.
always represent your street.
and it looks like Ravinium is gonna come up and take one of BHF's bunks too.
Yep.
You can't look at the scoreboard and decide, oh,
Really
who's
need to
winning.
use
You
that
actually
nuke to
have to
stay
like
relevant in the game.
scouting the map, see who has
I
the
guess not.
bunkers, who has the supply.
Yeah, and you know one thing I do
Yeah,
like
looks
is
like they're
I like
switching
the match
now
was only
off of
about
Fred.
45 minutes
Very
there.
well
that
died,
part
though.
was good, but yeah, I think I have to agree. I think
they
it
just
was
need to
a mistake that Trigger made.
commit to one person.
But they're afraid to. With
It's
Fred's
good to
nuke.
take out the opponents,
I don't understand
you
why
know,
Fred's
and
not nuking.
take your
Maybe
chances
he's just
sometimes,
gonna
but,
give himself hope.
he was expanding as fast as he can,
Listen,
but
you
without a
opportunity
tank
here.
and knowing he had to know bottom left had a tank there.
Yep.
If he did not know
BHF
bottom
does
left had
go
a tank,
down.
then that was the
He's
decisive
not
flaw.
even politicking, like he should say he's dying. or
But
something,
regardless,
so
I
that-
think bottom left played.
How's
a
my
pretty
mic,
good
by the
game.
way,
They made all the right decisions.
Are like,
they were
are most of
making
my words
mistakes.
getting
They,
through?
you know,
Because I know they
attacked.
get dropped pretty frequently.
As far as I know, guys, if you're
Teams
having a
at the
hard
right
time
moment,
hearing
they kind of-
technique
it
on the
was just a
streams,
very
let
solid
us know.
all-around, very solid
And
play.
oh, Fred trying to do a nuke
Yep.
deny
There, it looks
for
like
his
Cyrus the
bunker
Virus
kill, but
is
it
in
does
now.
not kill
He's
his
getting
bunker.
queued up right now.
They
for
are
those
going to
of
be
you
able to
just
pick that
joining
off
us.
as well.
They're forming up the second lobby.
Otacon
Getting
from
ready
the
for
stream
the
chat
second
saying
game
people
of
should
the
just
night
kill
here.
Trigger
If you haven't
every
checked out the
single
website,
time.
go to
Take your
dcleagues.com. You can
chances
see our
with
player
the other
standings
team.
there. There's a link to join the Discord.
And you know,
If you're a professional player that found the link to our stream somehow, or you're watching this on YouTube,
Like sometimes when you're faced with an
get on
impossible
in. We
situation,
would
like-
love to see new players.
the
and
tank
new
snipe
talent
does
come
happen
on
here.
into these
Zateo's going to
matches.
lose his tank there for
Now,
Sad.
even
You're
if you're
trying
not a
to just
professional player,
push in on
come on in
Relentless
anyway.
there.
There's a lot of coaching sessions we'll
bad for
do,
Trigger, though. Like, every
pairing
game,
up
like,
with
it's always
partners,
like
us
a,
really
you know,
looking at your
team
play style,
Trigger,
trying to
Jack
give
Relax
you
bunch.
advice wherever possible. I'll
Hey,
freely
but
admit,
it
I am
usually
not the best
rewards
player
him
by
because,
far,
yeah, he gets
and
such
just
massive
watching
amounts
these
of
games,
feeds
being a
from
part of
that
the
too,
community
with
has
them just
definitely
trying to
helped
finish him
improve
off at
my
one
play
point.
style a lot as well.
Game's so painful for Trigger.
Yeah, definitely
he has
taking
to,
a lot of
claw his
strides
way
with
back.
There are a lot of
every
very
game.
small things that people do that most people
It's how you
do.
improve, right?
The games have
Forcing
infiltrated
the
a lot of
cancel
games
from-
in play. I didn't realize Ravinium still has a nuke, so he's still got that, you know.
Yep, absolutely.
Game
And
changer
Technique,
play,
I don't know.
which,
Are
you
you
know,
planning to
is
play in
critical,
this
like,
next
in
one, or are you
situations like
still
these, when you need to, like,
casting?
kill somebody's
Yeah, I'm
tank,
comfortable
you know,
with
casting
casting.
unless you guys need me to play.
Yep, some preemptive
Alright.
good games
So we'll
going
see
on
what
here.
they say. I
They were
think
able to
they're-
kill the
they're
bunker.
looking to
Zateo
get
is
some
moving up
players
this
in
tank for a
right
tank
now.
snipe.
Wow.
Oh no, it's not targeting his
But
tank
while
though.
we're waiting,
But
if you're
Ravinium's
just joining
is-
us on the stream,
Oh, huge blunder,
Adam's
they lose
been
the tank
doing a
as
lot
well.
of video work
Bottom
for
left
us
is
right
making
now.
the
You
right
can
call.
see some of the highlights going on.
Yep.
He compiled
and Trigger
highlights from
wants
our
to
very
eliminate a
first
team here.
league
It looks
matchup.
like
Made it
but
into a little
I
bit
don't.
of
I don't think they can
compilation
hold
there.
with that tank there.
That tank is the
Pretty
problem
cool
for
stuff. We
triggering
played it
them.
at the beginning of our last stream.
Again,
In case you missed it, we're going to
Ravinium's
go
got
ahead
so much
and cue
reverse,
it up for
like,
you guys
that
again
easily
right
can
now.
out-trigger.
Stay tuned. Here it is.
And that
All right, guys, we're back. We're still waiting for the second game to get queued up here. They're finishing up, getting the lobbies organized, getting people placed, and things of that nature. All right, guys, we're back. We're still waiting for the second.
This is his first Pro League game since he's come back, right? So it'll be, yeah, I'm curious to see how he will do. By the way, Draconis, do you see that monstrous nuke that Ravinium got? I think it was Ravinium. Like, he nuked both Fred and Trigger, like, full army. Like, it was full Merc, Marine.
I probably.
Trigger's
I
amazing.
Yeah, and unfortunately for me, I was too busy calling out stuff to actually see it. So Ricochet, if you're watching this, I am sorry. I did see that one though.
Yep. And it's kind of interesting to see Mr. Stabby going Rotters, because I don't see him going Rotters all that often. Although it's not a bad idea in this game. He usually loves going like the Reaper, you know, the Merc Reaper and Marines, and he's pretty good at doing that too. But I guess I think getting that Rotter bunk is critical for a Pro League game.
Yep, look at this. Stabby calls out the Marauder bunker right away. Yeah, well, I got to go on. These are just recordings. Technique, do you have the stream unmuted?
Build forward Reaper bunks. But, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I would have,
so
because we weren't picking that up on our side, but I can see it's like got a slight delay. Like,
STD snipe, so he can't get that nuke down now.
Yep.
Now, Trigger, all he has to do is.
And it does go down. BHF defend his bunker while give Fred a little bit of support there. At the end of the day, was not enough, yo.
And it looks like Ravinium is going to come up and take one of BHF's bunks too. And,
yep.
Really need to use that nuke to stay relevant in the game. I guess now.
Yep, looks like they're switching now off of Fred. Very well die though. I think they just need to commit to one person, but they're afraid to with Fred's nuke.
I don't understand why Fred is not nuking. Maybe he's just kind of given up hope. I mean, this is a nuke opportunity here. Yeah, that's.
Yep.
I don't know.
BHF does go down. Like right now, you can hear it.
He's not even politicking. Like, he should say he's dying or something so that. How's my mic, by
yeah.
the way, are most of my words getting through? Because I know they get
okay.
dropped.
Yeah, like, hold on one second. As far as I know, guys, if you're having a hard time hearing Technique on the stream, let us know. And, oh, Fred trying to do a nuke deny for his bunker kill, but it does not kill his bunker. They are going to be able to pick that off as well. Otacon from the stream chat saying people should just kill Trigger every single time. Yeah. Take your chances with the other team. And
Trigger's very good at defending, but I mean, like sometimes when you're faced with an impossible situation, like it's.
The tank snipe does happen here. Zateo's going to lose his tank there for Sad for you, trying to just push in on Relentless there.
I feel bad for Trigger though. Like every game, like it's always like a 1v2 Trigger down to the last bunk.
Hey, but it usually rewards him because yeah, he gets such massive amounts of feed from that too, with them just trying to finish him off at one point.
Game's so painful for Trigger, like he has to like claw his way back, every game. That's how you improve, right?
Forcing the cancel from.
I didn't realize Ravinium still has a nuke, so he's still got that, you know, game changer in play, which, you know, is critical and like in situations like these when you need to like kill somebody's tank, you know, to complete.
Yep, some preemptive good games going on here. They were able to kill the bunker. Zateo is moving up this tank for a tank snipe.
Wow.
Oh no, it's not targeting his tank though. But Ravinium's is. Oh, huge blunder. They lose the tank as well.
Bottom left is still making the right call in destroying
Yep.
bottom right.
And Trigger wants to eliminate a team here. It looks like, but I don't think they can hold with that tank there. That tank is the problem for Trigger and them.
Again, Ravinium's got so much Reapers, like he could easily like take out Trigger. I think.
And that's it.
Yeah, and Relentless is just. This is his first Pro League game since he's come back, right? So it'll be. Yeah, I'm curious to see how he will do. By the way, Draconis, do you see that monstrous nuke that Ravinium got? I think it was Ravinium. Like he nuked both Fred and Trigger, like full army. Like it was full Merc Marine.
Probably.
Trigger's
amazing. And unfortunately for me, I was too busy calling out stuff to actually see it. So Ricochet, if you're watching this, I am sorry. I did see that one though.
Yep. And it's kind of interesting to see Mr. Stabby going Routers because I don't see him going Routers all that often. Although it's not a bad idea in this game. He usually loves going like the Reaper, you know, the Merc Reaper and Reams, and he's pretty good at doing that too. But I guess I think getting that Router bunk is critical for a Pro League game.
Yep, look at this. Stabby calls out the Marauder bunker right away.
But he didn't do it this game. I guess he was feeling pretty confident about his ability to.
All right, guys, we are back right now. We got our teams lined up. So far, first team, we got Time Traveler and Trigger. Second team, we got Sad For You, Cyrus the Virus. Third team, Mr. Stabby, Zateo. And fourth team, Otacon and BHF. Getting ready to get into the game right now. Right, top left spawning positions is Sad For You and Cyrus the Virus. Top right, Zateo and Mr. Stabby. Bottom right, Trigger and Fred. And then bottom left, Otacon and BHF. The whole Cyrus and Sad For You matchup is going to be an interesting one. These are both old-time players. Kind of, you can say, a little bit of a reunion there for them.
Yep. And Sad For You also took a long break, and it looks like he hasn't actually, like, based on his performance last game, like he still remember, you know, how to play zone control at least, from what I've seen. I mean, he made no solid mistakes. He actually played a very solid game last game. See if he can keep it up this game as well.
Which team won the first game?
It was Ravinium and Sad For You actually.
Ravinium's not in this game though, right?
No, he's not. Actually, yeah, I'm surprised. Did we not advance the? Did we not? Are we not following the rule that the winning team gets advanced the next game, or did Ravinium just decide to not to play?
Yeah, I think Ravinium was unavailable to play, so.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Otherwise, him and he would have been he would have been a returning champion.
Right. I mean, Sad For You. I'm sure he's not complaining about his partner, his new partner this game. I think top left is the team to beat this game. Cyrus is a very solid all-around player, and so is Sad For You. So far.
All right.
It's like Trigger has taken the early lead this game, which is not a surprise. He usually does. Laning against Cyrus too. Wait, no, Trigger's not laning against Cyrus. He's laning Mr. Stabby.
Yep.
Also a very well. Again, the teams here are pretty even. Zateo was Mr. Stabby again. That was just a coincidence, I'm guessing, right?
And Zateo swears that the bot hates him. So,
That's not perfectly random or something, is what he was saying.
yeah, or it's too random and we need to make it less random. If that doesn't make sense,
Random. Yeah.
that is the problem with randomness.
Yeah, because sometimes like you get like you can get like you can roll like a whole bunch of sixes in a row and it doesn't seem random even though it is.
Wow, Trigger's gonna get cut off right now. That very rarely ever happens, huh?
For some reason, I was thinking Trigger was a different color than his normal pink there too. I'm scrolling over to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's almost 6 minutes, and only Cyrus has used his nuke. Oh, there goes the second one.
Yep. Man, as soon as you say that, two nukes just dropped down on the screen.
I think Trigger right now is closest to a second bunker. He's really saving up his money. Almost, he's only like around 100 away, a little over 100 away from a second bunker.
Yeah, he's been farming on BHF for that's his third time cutting right now.
Getting in Fred's lane and farming his partner's lane. Looks like.
Well, it's not really his fault. I mean, BHF overextended 3 times.
I see. Gotcha.
He didn't learn from the first and second time. Cut.
One complaint that I have about being in observer mode is that you have to like click on a particular player just to see the scoreboard. I wish it was like on all the time.
Yeah, hopefully we can get this interface to display it too. There's quite a bit of work we still need to do to get it, but work in progress, I guess you can say.
First bunked out, Mr. Savvy, going with the Reaper blunt.
Yeah, he does have his nuke still. Trigger's also building a bunker at this exact same time, so it's kind of a neck and neck between Stabby and Trigger. But look, Stabby is definitely he's got to be getting fed in from Zateo here, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he went he went on high ups right now too, 332 with 4 speed.
Yep, and look, I think Trigger saw it, and he either took a really early bunker himself, or you know, he got some feed in as well from his partner there. So I know Zateo is probably like, okay, let me try to give my lane a 1-up against Trigger. Trigger is definitely a very strong player, and I don't know if that just made Trigger want to counter it or not. Bunker does complete from Mr. Stabby. Trigger also having his bunker, both players having nukes. Going to be kind of fun to watch that, actually, as it goes on. Meanwhile, BHF laying down a bunker. I don't know if he'll be able to defend it, though. Fred's there. It's going to force Otacon to come. Mineral spawn right in front of Otacon and BHF. I hate it when that happens.
But then,
and here comes a nuke from Trigger. Is Trigger going to drop it? Nope, gets sniped out from Otacon.
And when Fred got that 100 mineral, he also like lost half his army too, which was not ideal if he wanted to stop Red from expanding. So the fact that he went for the 100 minerals means that BHF might actually be able to get his second bunk down, which is BHF. Then it is a gain of 100 minerals for Fred.
Yeah, last game we definitely saw the mass deny. It looks like everyone is going to be able to get their second bunkers up here. A little bit of harassment on BHF, but I think he'll be able to hold it in with the nuke there and everything. He's got to keep his guys a little bit forward, allow that bunker to complete it. I think he's pulling back a little too much. Was able to reverse in time and get it. Actually, the only one is Zateo, but again, that's because I think he fed into Stabby early on. Zateo's sitting at 500 minerals. Stabby's going to definitely have to shoot some minerals back at him.
Looks like sad for you spotted Otacon's Reaper expansion. I don't think he can stop it with BHF coming in to help, but
yeah, I don't think so either. But man, Otacon just got his army wiped out. It's going to force a nuke, if anything, which is good. Here comes Here comes Cyrus.
Oh wow, that's the second turret from BHF. Down.
Oh, that's going to definitely set him behind. Yeah, it's sitting at
Yeah.
3 armor to attack.
But I mean, especially like when Otakon was just about to complete that. I mean, I think it was probably worth the risk. Like you. I mean, in the long term, you want your partner to be more expanded. Comes at a cost of your minerals. And in the end, it will help you because you'll need your partner in order for you to expand. Um, Look at Cyrus. He's still sitting on 3333 upgrades.
Yeah, Technique, I'm getting your game sound. That's what it is. It's picking up from your mic.
Okay, I will mute that. Thanks for letting me know. Better?
Yes, I'm just actually happy for once it was not me with the audio issue there, besides me trying to troubleshoot it and talking over a live stream on a replay. But,
How's my mic sound to you, Peter?
Pretty clean right now. A little bit echoey, but then otherwise beside that, it's pretty clean. But on stream, I just couldn't really hear you at all.
score check, it seems to be a tight man's race on all sides here. We got top left, Sad for You leading the way at 3,200. Top right, I'm sorry, bottom right with 3,200, and then top right also with 3,000 as well. It's looking actually, Team 3 is looking pretty strong here. Fred not that far behind there as well. Zateo finally trying to get his other bunker up. It is, they were doing their best to deny it. Nuke does go down from Zateo there.
It's funny, Zatales told me that he always usually struggles against Cyrus for whatever reason when they're laning each other, and it's kind of showing that this game. I mean, Zatales, don't get me wrong, is a very hard person to beat in lane. He does the splits extremely well, and so does Cyrus.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the game's mental too. So like,
yeah.
Zateo's not a bad player by any means,
Oh, no,
but
no. Yeah, he's actually, I have a very hard time going against Zateo in lane.
So I think what it is just, you know, we all have those certain people where we kind of like tilt ourselves even before the match starts.
Yeah.
But don't forget though, Zateo fed into Mr. Stabby first, so he couldn't really take a good fight with against Cyrus. So, you know, based on score, he's going to always be behind, you know, on paper. But now that he has Reaper up, you know, we'll see if he can kind of start picking off and farm a little bit better.
Yep.
In a pro league game where there's no feed, like losing your army in the beginning really sets you back. Like a critical misclick, like can really put you behind for like a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, you know, I think I'm all for the feed. Like, you know, I think if your teammate needs like 200, maybe 300, I think it's okay. But I don't agree with, you know, dumping feed like, you know, 500, 600, 800. I think you'd just be way too behind to even try to take fights later on.
Talking about the Ross pulling strategy where you feed your partner 600.
Yeah,
and then they get their second month. Yeah.
Well, so far it's definitely helped out for Stabby. Stabby is now first place at 4,600 points there. He's trading pretty well against Trigger himself. Looking at Stabby's upgrades, he's at 98947. Trigger himself is at 89654. So Trigger being forced to take off some speed just to try to keep up with those upgrades there.
But you know what's interesting? Trigger's only like 200-300 points behind Stabby. And since Stabby got a feed first, he should be way up. He should be farming very, very hard and before Trigger even gets near him.
Yeah, I think Trigger took that third bunker even earlier for Trigger. We noticed that last game, and we were kind of making the comment that he changed it up because he has such a lead on Fred, but it looks like he is changing up his playstyle a little bit where he's taking that third bunker a lot faster now. Woo! Huge nuke goes down from BHF there on Trigger. Meanwhile, top left, Cyrus able to complete that second Marine bunker. What we can look forward to Cyrus getting next is some more regen. And then as soon as he gets 7-8 regen, he's getting stim.
Yep, this is a classic Cyrus build. I see him like always going for a Marine bunk as a third expansion. Gets that combat shields. This is a very classic Cyrus move for him. It denies his lane feed, which is what you want. And I mean, and considering the fact that when you merc your Marines, you don't really gain that much, except you gain more in health, I believe. So it's just good if you just want to feed and deny your partner feed.
It's very interesting how Cyrus and Zeta, actually Trigger, they both went Marine bunk as a third bunker. You know, investing into Reaper, that's 1,000 minerals, and now that you go double Marines, you have to invest another 300 into your combat shields. I wonder, like how beneficial that actually is.
The thing with Reaper is that I'm hesitant to build a third bunk as a Reaper bunk, just because it forces you into a Reaper. Not necessarily ideal in a Pro League game because like they're easily countered by Rotters, whereas Marines are more of like an all-round unit. Like they are at a disadvantage over Reapers, but it's not as much as a Reaper disadvantage over Rotters. And Marines again, decent, do well against Rotters. So this is kind of like you just trying to having a mixed, well-balanced army. I think that's why people tend to go like Marines more.
Yeah, I agree with that. Lately I've been a little bit more Reaper heavy, and there's definitely some players that are very Reaper focused, like Oblivion, and does quite well with it. But it's not the normal pub style Reapers that you see too. He has a very specific way that he builds. So if you want to know how to do Reapers and really up your Reaper game, look at some of the replays from Oblivion. That'd be a call out there, just for any new players that might be watching our stream.
Also, you have to remember that for Cyrus, if he wanted to build a Reaper bunker, it'd be actually too, like he would definitely overextend himself. It'd be very easy to discover. So Marine there not only is better for in terms of army composition and not kind of to one particular build, it's also a safer expansion spot as well. What I tend to like to do is, as my third bunk, if I am going Marines, I would actually build it like one square forward. So I leave a square in the middle between my first Marine and my third Marine bunk as a as a square to build a supply on. But again, like if you do it that way, you also run the risk of overextending and having that Marine bunk easily sniped if you build a 2 forward. So I say playing a very cautious game.
Draconis, do you mind throwing up the screen score a little bit?
Yep, absolutely. All right, first place, Stabby still leading the way. 8,200 Triggers caught up to him. Triggers sitting right there at 8,200. Third place, Sad for You, 6,000. I'm sorry, 8,000, and Otacon 7,600. Actually, besides Zateo, everyone's still pretty darn close, even to the leader at this point of the game. I would say a couple thousand is reasonable. Zateo, that early feed definitely setting him behind here. And you can tell it's actually impacted Cyrus too a little bit as well. Him sitting only at 6,800.
It's kind of funny. Like Zateo is actually, I think, the only player that doesn't have 3 bunks.
Zateo is not allowed to have 3 bunkers.
Stabby going for the cutoff.
Game's kind of gone into that 2v2 type mode now. Top versus bottom this time. Oh, Fred a little out of position. This is going to hurt him. And oh man, a lot of his guys just evaporating there to BHF. I think BHF kind of pulled back there a little prematurely. He could have definitely taken a lot more of Fred's army.
Octagon is looking really good right now. He's going to start snowballing really hard. No one has Rotters, and he already has 2 Merc Reaper bunks. and his up is very heavy, so he should be able to take fights and pick and farm fairly well.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's resources, they're not planning to start another bunker anytime soon, too. So he's got another probably good 10 minutes of being able to roam around the map with his Reapers, his Reaper Armada.
Yeah, I wonder if Otacon's getting pulled by BHF because his upgrades, as you said, is the best right now. I mean, it's even better than Stabby's from what I see. I don't know what Trigger's upgrades are. Let me see. Yeah, Trigger's upgrades are better. So Otacon's second best upgrade. Only helps against Fred. And that his army is just being eaten up alive again by Otacon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is a dangerous spot for Fred. Did he? Yeah, he still has a nuke though. But
And Trigger also has a nuke. Trigger's going to definitely have to use it first.
Watch
the
out.
Trigger's definitely not as in the nuke saving camp as Fred is for sure.
Yeah, bottom right, they still have both of their nukes. It's gonna be so huge for them later on in late stage.
It's interesting that Trigger merked his Marine bunk rather than his Reapers. I guess.
Yeah, I guess he's just thinking more like long term if someone does get Rotter, at least he's going to transition into that a little bit more. Whereas I don't think he's planning to build. Yeah, I see Merc both Marines now. I doubt we'll see him Merc that Reaper unless it gets into the role late game.
Well, Fred loses his army again for a third time. Most of his army. Cutoffs from Otacon just deadly.
Yeah. It looks like we got a little bit of streaming there from Trigger. I don't know if he realizes how much he's feeding Otacon at that moment.
I don't think he realizes how good Otacon's upgrades are.
Yeah. Otacon now in second place, 12-5. Trigger in first with 13, but Otacon was able to close that gap quite well. He's doing some harassment on Sad For You right now, taking out some towers. It's going to force Cyrus and Sad For You to reverse off of Zateo there, and Zateo in the meantime taking another forward Reaper bunker. We were just talking about that. It's going to be yeah, I don't know. That's going to be a pretty exposed bunker for someone that's in at the bottom of the leaderboard right now. I think it could get easily sniped off.
You know what I just realized right now? BHF does not have stim.
He does not have stim. He does have combat shields, but no stim yet.
How do you know?
Clicking on his unit portraits.
Yeah, I'm watching him take fights, and none of his war pigs are being stimmed. Wow, I don't know how I feel about that. His ups are pretty high, but without stim, Merc Marines can't really take fights.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trading into upgrades, trying to probably keep pushing upgrades since he's more on defensive. And here he goes. He's building a bunker right here. Not sure if this is the right one, but I think he just wants production at this point. Another turret coming down from BHF. That's also one thing that's hurt it in the beginning, right? His score's been kind of fake. Look at here. We got Rotters going. Bottom right, Trigger taking Rotter. No shield tower, no sensor. Hey, screw it. Let's just roll with it. I think he sees that the map's engaged in 2v2s at the top, and let's try to take advantage of that situation.
It looks like Trigger. Oh, never mind. I thought Trigger nuked, but he still has his nuke too.
You know, one of the scary things about Trigger is that he has very good timing sense. Like, he's always, like, you know, getting raw bunk at the perfect timing when everybody else is, like, roaming somewhere else.
I agree completely. Just the game sense. Like, usually you can put players into two different pools, players with amazing micro, but maybe not as much late game sense. And then you got the opposite where they're not as good as micro, but they got phenomenal game sense, and they can turn around victories quite easily that way. Trigger's pretty balanced between both, and that's what makes him so scary.
Trigger also makes very few mistakes. Like,
look
Like, I mean, any decent player, I feel like would make a couple of critical mistakes in any game, but they can like recover from that. But Trigger's one of the few people that I know has very just solid, consistent play. He really like lets his army get cut off or misclicks or builds, or gets a bad nuke or builds a bunker at the wrong time. Like he's a very consistent player.
A little bit of bad luck there. Otacon was pinging out on Fred's bunker. He wanted to go for the snipe. At the same time, Trigger builds this forward shield tower, shuts that down, and then Stabby just comes in for, insult to injury there and clips part of Otacon's guys. And now it looks like bottom left has shifted over into a defensive.
Oh, is Cyrus tanking? Oh, yep, he is. Cyrus loves that tank. It's one of a classic Cyrus move. He's always one of the first people to have a tank up in a pro league game, from what I've seen.
Orange is in no position to help, and I don't think Trigger has any incentive to keep pushing on there. It looks like Zateo is going to lose that bunker. Zateo cannot have 3 bunkers. Meanwhile, I don't know why Stabby's down there. I guess he figures might as well try to bait the switch or see what's going on. I think they're
Trigger's ate his army.
2018, 15, 11, and 6 are Trigger's upgrades right now. Wow. Putting some hurt to Stabby, now leading the scoreboard 19-5. That's the cool part with pros here. Ooh, Snipe comes down on the SCV in bottom right. I don't know if Otacon will be able to capture this bunker with Fred in time. Here comes Trigger with his SCV. Are they even going to drop the nuke? He can't right now without killing the bunker. They are able to successfully defend it.
I think BHF made a big mistake. He was attacking army instead of helping snipe off that bunker.
And here comes the counterattack. They can easily lose a bunker here. Nuke comes down from Trigger, clears it up. BHF's Reaper bunker is going to go down there. Otacon calling a GG. I don't think he's planning on leaving, though. I think he's just trying to... GG is code word in zone control for, please, good sirs, can you please attack the lane that is destroying me right now?
I'm too prideful to say otherwise besides calling out a GG.
Second bunker going down from BHF. This looks like it is going to be the end here of bottom left.
Not necessarily. Let's see how well Otacon defends. I mean, he does have but he is in second place, so be able to defend. Just depends on teams on top are willing to help out against Trigger.
Yep, Cyrus still pushing with that tank. Took another one of Zateo's bunkers. Sorry, Ricochet again. And getting ready to eliminate Zateo from the match completely here. Otacon calling for help. He's not going to get it from top right, too. So both diagonals there in huge trouble. Zateo being defeated. And look at this tank. It's just moving on there. They want to finish off the kill. It's going to be a battle of diagonals, it looks like here.
And usually that's how the game happens. Like, if your diagonal's weak, that means you're also at a bad position too. Just because lanes are just have like free map control if your diagonal's weak, and they can come out, help their partner, and kill you.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm kind of so sure that Trigger's gonna win. It's just funny.
Oh, when in doubt, just assume for Trigger, right? Oh, look at this though. What is Fred doing? Is Fred breaking the peace treaty? What are you doing, Fred? Fred, don't do it. All right, it looks like he's coming back, but he did some unneeded aggro there. BHF getting that bunker down pretty darn low. Not able to check bunker upgrades when it's filled. That's always very annoying, but it looks like it's got some beefy upgrades there. Meanwhile, Tank's still doing quite a bit of damage to Stabby here. And BHF does go down at the same time. Apologize again, Ricochet. This is it. We're looking at a 2v2 versus the diagonals. I don't know. What's your guys' predictions here?
I'm very worried because they didn't finish Stabby, and I think Stabby is going to be more inclined to help bottom right instead of top left.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think he wanted to, but they just ran out of time with um, Trigger and Fred clearing out bottom left there. So we're getting into the final most of the match, and yeah, it's going to depend a lot on what Stabby does.
Oh wow, sorry, didn't cancel.
Oh!
What happened?
He lost a bunker just immediately, with no cancel there, and I think he knew that was it. They were making a power play, and just that one little technical glitch that he had is definitely going to be what would seal his fate, and he knew it. Well, guys, looks like game 2 is coming to a close here.
The games today have been pretty quick.
Yeah, games are really quick. And a new kill just for the heck of it on Zeteo. Zeteo cannot have one bunker right now. That's really how it goes. That was an insanely fast game there. So it looks like we're definitely going to be rolling on to game 3 in just a little bit, guys. Stay tuned, and we'll have it queued up there for you.
Trigger's gonna get cut off right now. That very rarely ever happens, huh?
For some reason, I was thinking Trigger was a different color than his normal pink there, too. I'm scrolling over to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's almost 6 minutes, and only Cyrus has used his nuke. Oh, there goes the second one.
Yep.
One complaint that I have about being in observer mode is that you have to like click on a particular player just to see the scoreboard. I wish it was like on all the time.
Yeah, hopefully we can get this interface to display it too. There's quite a bit of work we still need to do to get it, but work in progress, I guess you can say. To shoot some minerals back at him.
Looks like sad for you spotted Otacon's Reaper expansion. I don't think he can stop it with BHF coming in to help, but
yeah, I don't think so either. But man, Otacon just got his army wiped out. It's gonna force a nuke if anything, which is good. Here comes Cyrus. Here comes Cyrus.
Oh wow, that's the second turret from BHF.
A tight man's race on all sides here. We got top left, sad for you, leading the way at 3,200. Top right, I'm sorry, bottom right with 3,200, and then top right also with 3,000 as well. It's looking actually, Team 3 is looking pretty strong here. Fred not that far behind there as well. Zeteo finally trying to get his other bunker up. It is, they were doing their best to deny it. Nuke does go down from Zeteo there.
300 points behind Stabby. And since Stabby got a feed first, he should be way up. He should be farming very, very hard, and before Trigger even gets near him.
Yeah, I think Trigger took that third bunker even earlier for Trigger. We noticed that last game, and we were kind of making the comment that he changed it up because he has such a lead on Fred, but it looks like he is changing up his playstyle a little bit, where he's taking that third bunker a lot faster now. Woo! Huge nuke goes down from BHF there on Trigger.
Also, you have to remember that for Cyrus, if he wanted to build a Reaper bunker, it'd be actually he would definitely overextend himself. It'd be very easy to discover. So Marine there not only is better in terms of army composition and not kind of to one particular build, it's also a safer expansion spot as well. What I tend to like to do is what I've seen.
Orange is in no position to help, and I don't think Trigger has any incentive to keep pushing on there. It looks like Zateo is going to lose that bunker. Zateo cannot have 3 bunkers. Meanwhile, I don't know why Stabby's down there. I guess he figures might as well try to bait the switch or see what's going on. Putting some hurt to Stabby, now leading the scoreboard 19-5. That's the cool part with pros here. You know, ooh, Snipe comes down on the SCV in bottom right. I don't know if Otacon will be able to capture this bunker with Fred in time. Here comes Trigger with his SCV. Are they even going to drop the nuke? He can't right now without killing the bunker. They are able to successfully defend it. Trigger clears it up. BHF's Reaper bunker is going to go down there. Otacon calling a GG. I don't think he's planning on leaving, though. I think he's just trying to... GG is code word in zone control for, please, good sirs, can you please attack the lane that is destroying me right now?
I'm too prideful to say otherwise besides calling out a GG.
Depends on teams on top are willing to help out against Trigger. That's
Yep, Cyrus still pushing with that tank. Took another one of Zateo's bunkers. Sorry, Ricochet again. And getting ready to eliminate Zateo from the match completely here. Otacon calling for help. He's not going to get it from top right, too. So both diagonals there in huge trouble. Zateo being defeated.
Trigger's going to get cut off right now. That very rarely ever happens, huh?
For some reason, I was thinking Trigger was a different color than his normal pink there, too. I'm scrolling over to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's almost 6 minutes, and only Cyrus has used his nuke. Oh, there goes the second one.
Yep.
one complaint that I have about being in observer mode is that you have to like click on a particular player just to see the scoreboard. I wish it was like on all the time.
Yeah, hopefully we can get this interface to display it too. There's quite a bit of work we still need to do to get it, but work in progress, I guess you can say. To shoot some minerals back at him.
Looks like sad for you spotted Otacon's Reaper expansion. I don't think he can stop it with BHF coming in to help, but
yeah, I don't think so either. But man, Otacon just got his army wiped out. It's gonna force a nuke if anything, which is good. Here comes Cyrus. Here comes Cyrus.
Oh wow, that's the second turret from BHF.
A tight man's race on all sides here. We got top left, sad for you, leading the way at 3,200. Top right, I'm sorry, bottom right with 3,200, and then top right also with 3,000 as well. It's looking actually, Team 3 is looking pretty strong here. Fred not that far behind there as well. Zateo finally trying to get his other bunker up. It is, they were doing their best to deny it. Nuke does go down from Zateo there.
300 points behind Stabby. And since Stabby got a feed first, he should be way up. He should be farming very, very hard, and before Trigger even gets near him.
Yeah, I think Trigger took that third bunker even earlier for Trigger. We noticed that last game, and we were kind of making the comment that he changed it up because he had such a lead on Fred, but it looks like he is changing up his playstyle a little bit, where he's taking that third bunker a lot faster now. Woo! Huge nuke goes down from BH up there on Trigger.
Also, you have to remember that for Cyrus, if he wanted to build a Reaper bunker, it'd be actually he would definitely overextend himself. It'd be very easy to discover. So Marine there not only is better in terms of army composition and not kind of to one particular build, it's also a safer expansion spot as well. What I tend to like to do is what I've seen.
Orange is in no position to help, and I don't think Trigger has any incentive to keep pushing on there. It looks like Zateo is going to lose that bunker. Zateo cannot have 3 bunkers. Meanwhile, I don't know why Stabby's down there. I guess he figures might as well try to bait the switch or see what's going
It looked
on.
like
Putting some hurt to Stabby, now leading the scoreboard 19-5. And that's the cool part with pros here. You know, ooh, Snipe comes down on the SCV in bottom right. I don't know if Otacon will be able to capture this bunker with Fred in time. Here comes Trigger with his SCV. Are they even going to drop the nuke? He can't right now without killing the bunker. They are able to successfully defend. And hey guys, just as an update, we are getting ready to queue in to this third and final game. Looks like we're going to be seeing some returning players here. Time Travelers, Zateo, Trigger, Otacon, BHF. We're going to have Peter Griffin that you saw on the last stream. Just go ahead and play as well. And we'll also have Kurto in there coming in. So it's a mix of the returning guys, and we got some new ones coming in. Stay tuned. Again, just want to play this video that Adam made. It's got some highlights going from the first games of the season. Let's go ahead and just take a look back and see how things are shaping up there.
His side, they're getting ready for a gang up here. The top right, the one thing they're missing right now is a sensor tower. So I think because Fred's in the sensor, they're waiting. Oh no, they still went. They might take this bunk.
Yeah, they're
Zateo
totally
cut off,
they're
not
gonna
able
clear
to
that
do
bunker for
anything here.
sure.
They're gonna take down this bunk. Very good timing because Zateo got pushed back. Nothing he could do there. Adam will take this kill.
Cyrus would be at least above. Cyrus would be closer to core tower.
So Bang's going to get finished off as well. This is really good for sports. I think he's got 400 minerals sitting there.
Adam and Cyrus.
Oh,
Still...
he got the tank kill. He killed Cyrus's tank. I was going to say that was probably pretty silly by sports. He could have got 400 minerals here for those turrets, but he gets a tank and a bunker kill. That cripples them. Absolutely cripples them.
See, you know, I like the idea of rushing the bunker with the units in that case because this is time bound. Like the idea would be get a bunker before
wait,
they
hold
do
on. We
switch.
got tank in vision. Cyrus's tank is getting hit by Zateo's tank. He had to push back.
Oh, it's so close. It's so close. Oh no, the unit pathing catches the tank. The tank goes down. Oh man.
You guys just saw Zito just lost his bunker and his tank, so that was very, very costly.
Did not see it. Oh man. I am a fail caster, and they're going to lose like the other tank. I see that.
Yeah.
I mean, they could very well lose this other bunker. Bottom right, definitely not letting up on them.
Oh, and here we go. This is the second tanks here, and then lines up some turrets in front of him. He can hold that position permanently while pushing on Cyrus. He's got the unit supply. You know, he's got 120 supply. Cyrus is on 95. You know, they've probably got around the same amount of resupply.
So if he loses a tank,
right there, he can get this tank if he pushes. Oh my gosh!
He's got to stutter into it because he's losing vision, and he gets it.
and that is Cyrus's own.
I don't know what happened. Maybe he wasn't getting enough farm.
Draconis, can I ask your opinion on something?
Bang Boogie, that bunker is going to be...
I'm gonna test out my phone's ability.
I thought
My
it was
phone
going to say
mic.
for a second they are able to get the sniper
rather than my computer. My phone has a much better mic.
And bottom left,
so.
bottom right, it's not going to get up his
I don't know. Wow, they are able to save it a lot. Hey guys, welcome back. Draconis back in here, being joined with Technique. We'll be casting up this third game. Looks like they're finally getting ready to roll there, and we got. It looks like team matchups are going to be a little interesting. We got Time Traveler and Trigger. We got Cyrus and Oblivion. That's going to be a strong team. Otacon and Zateo. And then Curto and Sports. So Team 4, they haven't played a match this entire night. Uh, that's a strong team, actually, if I'm thinking, even though this will be their first game of the day, that's a real strong team. What do you think of the Sports and Curto lineup there, Technique?
I'm not very familiar with how Kurto plays, but I know Kurto is a very solid player, and so is Sports. I think all the teams are very evenly matched, even more so than the previous games. Very good team players. I think he's very flexible in terms of his play style, and he can adapt well to really any type of play that his partner does. So I think that's always a solid part, a solid skill that Sports have. Trigger, being the reigning champ from the last game, is a strong team. Cyrus and Oblivion, again, all-around player and a good tank player, and Oblivion is a very powerful Reaper player. Otakon, also a very good Reaper player, and Zateo, very good, also a very good all-around player, I would say, similar to Cyrus. Kurto, I'm not familiar with, but I know he's a good player. And Sports has been doing some unconventional strategies, but so it'd be interesting to see how he plays this game. No, I can't say there's a favorite team in this game, where I can like I could kind of predict in the last two games. I think the teams are so even. Really anyone's game, really.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. All right, and as we transition on into this game, we got top left, Fred and Trigger spawning. Top right, we have Cyrus the Virus and Oblivion. Bottom right, Zateo and Otacon. Bottom left, Sports and Kurto right there in those positions. Starting in game 3 of the match night.
These are all very, very interesting lineup. Trigger versus Cyrus, Fred versus Sports. I think it's gonna be really fun to watch.
Yeah, it was real good to see just the carnage that Fred was posting in this last game. Trigger spawning as his favorite color, pink. Top left position now. I can't see who he's laning exactly. Anyone see who he's laning?
Who? Fred or Trigger?
Trigger.
Top left is Trigger's laning against
Wait,
Cyrus.
what? Like that.
Oh no, guys! I apologize. We have a technical glitch here, so it's not going to be going on just yet. But we will get back in, and everyone should be able to launch into this lobby actually quite fast here.
Teams as last time, or are you gonna
I think they should just keep with the teams, to be honest. I mean, nothing happened there.
Right.
All right. Make sure you
keep the same lanes, or is that possible?
Yeah, it should be possible too, as long as they.
I wish they do. That would be so fun to watch.
I know sometimes it's hard to configure the lobby like lane by lane, like switching players out, but in theory they should be able to do it. I just hope that they'll be able to turn this lobby over in about a minute's time or whatnot. Technique I don't see in here, so make sure you get on into the lobby.
I am in the lobby. I'm just.
Oh, I see ya.
Chris hasn't moved me yet. Wait, I don't see you though, Draconis. Are you?
I am.
Yeah, I did.
All right, guys, we are back. Top left, we got Fred and Trigger. Top right, Cyrus and Oblivion. Bottom right, Zateo and Otacon. And bottom left, Kurto and I Like Sports for Game 3 of the night. Take 2. This will be the one that takes us all home. And it looks like, again, what we were saying before is we just have this... I have this prediction of Kurto and Sports. That's who I'm kind of rooting for this time. Is just knowing this is their first game of the night, but also really they're a strong team. The other reason I want to root for Kurto, personally myself, is he always plays a real strong game, but kind of like you can say that Cyrus curse, not able to actually take a lot of them home in the late there. So really curious to see how they match up. I Like Sports and Otacon laning each other. We got Fred and Kurto laning each other. Curious to see what Kurto can pull out against Fred here. How you doing, Technique?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, just piggyback on what you're saying about Kurto. I think, especially in the late game, a lot of it is just you're able to pull off a win is not necessarily due to skill. It's usually like politicking factor and just like how people make their decisions. Sometimes you just have no control over, and I think Kurto's just had some bad luck with like the way games just flow. I guess people just targeted him more in the late game, and that's why he wasn't able to pull it home. But yeah, I think I'm really curious to see how he does this team. He's a relatively unknown in Pro League lobbies, I'd say. I mean, I've definitely seen him a lot in pub games. But but as we know, Pro League games are very different from how pub lobbies go. And Kurto's always been a solid player in pub games. And I think he'll probably do well in this game as well. Yeah, my prediction, yeah, I don't really have a favorite team to win just of yet, but I do want to see Kurto kind of pull this one off, just to kind of mix things up a little bit and see. For similar reasons as you said, that he's done really well in previous games, just hasn't been able to pull that win home.
Yeah, absolutely, and caught a couple good early nukes there, right there in the beginning. I was mentioning Otacon on the last game. I totally missed that one on Trigger as soon as I said that. But I was mentioning on the last game earlier with Oblivion, for those that want to up the Reaper play, really look at Oblivion's playstyle throughout this match. And just more in lines with like the macro, how he chooses to build his bunkers and whatnot. It'll be interesting to see how Cyrus lets him play with this because Oblivion typically takes a bunker on his teammate's side as well. In pub lobbies, that's usually pretty good because I think you generally do it without asking for permission. Here, he's going to have to convince Cyrus to let him do it if he wants to really go with his normal playstyle.
I mean, Cyrus usually take Marines. Like, he doesn't go a Reaper heavy build, so Cyrus might let him do it. But again, yeah, it's really annoying having entire side accessible to you for your army to build supply and other things. So.
Yep, absolutely. And let's see, score check right here. We got Otacon. He was getting some great trades there against Sports, actually. He's in at first at 880 points. We got second place Oblivion in at 690 points. Cyrus in third place with 650 points.
Okay. Oh, it looks like Otacon used his nuke. That's why he got the early advantage in the beginning. And I think, that's not a bad idea. I think the nuke in the beginning to get a great lead, or use it like when it matters in a game, like to for that strong tactical decision when you need to take a team out. I think that's when it's appropriate to use a nuke in mid game, where it doesn't really affect things all that much. I mean, sure, you can get some like great money off of it, but it doesn't change overall. From what I've seen, it doesn't really change the flow of the game.
Yep. And looking at the stream chat right now, we got Sofa saying, oh, man, it is a slightly different matchup than what it was the first time with Cyrus and Oblivion. Just same teams, different slot. And, it's a little bit of a trick there with the zone control lobbies. It's actually hard to arrange those team member slots exactly the way that you want it. You could definitely move people into teams, but bit of juggling around. I think it was a little bit of an oversight there when they were recreating this match. Either way, we're all professional players in here, so I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference at the end of the day. At least that's my belief or whatnot.
I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. I don't remember who was laning who, but everyone's a pretty strong laner in this game that I don't think makes really much of an early game difference.
That was a little bit of an early nuke there that we saw from Trigger. He usually doesn't nuke as early with that, and with that small of an army, Cyrus pushing in on him. Trigger deciding to get some, I guess, extra cash or try to just at least keep Cyrus down. Oh, this is why, actually. He's getting fed in from Fred again. So Trigger with an early Reaper bunker, but Cyrus is going to spot this right away. He sees the bunker. Oblivion coming in to help. If they are able to cancel this bunker, that will be huge. Fred coming up. He might actually use his nuke here. And I don't think Oblivion has a nuke. Nope, Fred is the only one with the nuke left on the table.
If Fred was gonna nuke,
look at this preemptive.
Yeah. Okay.
Preemptive turret coming down, and that definitely did force Fred to nuke. So that is going to be a good play. I don't know if Cyrus wanted to throw that turret that close to the bunker right there. I think he needed to give it some separation, just anticipating that a nuke would go down.
I think this is the earliest I've seen Fred use a nuke.
Had to there. Yeah. That turret coming down was just forcing that nuke out, but Trigger is going to have that early bunker now against him. Trigger with 2-3 upgrades, Cyrus 3-3 upgrades. Cyrus 600 points away from a bunker, so it's going to force Oblivion to stay up here in this lane. Gosh.
Otacon also building as well on the bottom. Sports has already expanded. Oh wow, I didn't even see that.
Sorry, Ricochet. I apologize again. And if any of you don't understand the meme, it's me trying to do a better job of capturing all the action. Unfortunately, in a 2v2v2v2, that's easier said than done, especially when you're like me and you like to fixate on certain things and really, I guess, talk about it a little bit much. But yeah, Sports getting his other bunker. Otacon also building a bunker, and then Oblivion lays down his bunker right there. I think actually Oblivion had to get some feed from... No, Oblivion is just leading that much on the scoreboard. His upgrades 5 and 5 and getting that second bunker down.
Oh, do you see the tail building a forward Reaper bunker? That is very
daring.
Ambitious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Do that like for a while. Like the only other time I can remember is Gum and Dark. Or no, not even Gum and Dark has done it. I think Cool Kid
and it might come back to haunt him here. So Oblivion was able to spot it. It forces Otacon back, which is probably going to help Kurto get his bunker up if they're able to hold it now. They were going to get their bunker canceled with Otacon being there.
I wonder if that was a mistake on the Tails part, because I've never seen him like take that big of a risk in really any game.
Yeah, and
especially against when you're going against like Oblivion, it's not a risk that you can afford to take.
And it's still, yeah, I'm trying to think, like, Oblivion's thing is sniping, so why do you want to have a forward bunker against Oblivion anyway? You would want to be more compact as possible, I would think. But wow, it's just amazing how little things influence the game for the other players, too. Like, I'm fairly sure Kurto was going to lose his bunker there, or have to cancel it, before Otacon was recalled to help defend Zateo's bunker. It looks like Zateo is resigning, that it will be canceled out.
I wonder if that was his goal, was to build that forward or Reaper bunk. Because sometimes I've accidentally built a forward Reaper bunk, like not realizing that it was far from my main bunk. That's happened to me. So I'm wondering if that's the same thing that happened to him.
I'm with you on that. I'd say that has to be the case. You know, we should probably find out exactly. We could jump on in and ask the man himself and get a little bit of commentary.
I'm very curious, but I don't want to distract Mateo, so I'll wait until the end of the game. But yeah, feel free to do what you want to do.
And what do you guys think in the stream chat? Was that intentional? Was that him taking an obvious risk, or was that you think an improper laydown and then just trying to salvage without a cancel?
Yeah, seeing that Zetail's in last place, he really could not afford that cancel. Like that just sets him even further back from his lane, which is in first place. So there's a huge gap in terms of particular lane there.
Yeah, man, Oblivion just definitely decimating in the lobby right now. Oblivion at 3,300, Curto 3,100. It's amazing how the diagonals usually follow suit on each other. It just really enforces that diagonals are more your allies. If you have a strong diagonal, you're going to perform better.
And early and mid game, you want to help your diagonal with that. And you know what's funny? Like, Oblivion is so far ahead right now that even if he were to lose a bunk, he would still be like pretty far ahead of Zetail. Like that's how like bad the picture is. Again, like it's too early to say anything yet. Like it's still early game, I think. So things can change very quickly in terms of mid game and how they're able to come back. I think Zetail is a good enough player that he can come back from this deficit.
We got Stream Chat Zone Control saying, yeah, he believes it was an accident too from Zetail. And I'm glad he brought that up because I wasn't thinking about that, but I'm with you. I've done the same thing where I'm like, oh crap, do I really want to, lose 200 minerals or 250, I think, right? To a cancel.
I mean, late game it doesn't matter because late game you make so much money anyway that you can afford multiple bunker cancels, but not in the early game. Because not only, like, if you think about it, it costs not only money, like that 250, it also costs time. It delays your ability to build your second bunk by at least a couple minutes as well. So both are very critical if you want to be able to, get a solid lead on your lane. Taking the lead, I see. Against Fred. Fred during his one bunker marine strategy as usual. Now he's expanding.
Yeah, Curto definitely capitalizing on it. Wow, 4,300 points now, even beating out Oblivion. It seems like one player from each team is just a little bit stronger than the other, except for maybe top left. I think top left is going to have a little bit of a hard time so far.
Yep. I mean, Trigger is such a good player that he can come back from this deficit. Like, yeah. And it's really not much of a deficit. Like, the scores are pretty close. And Zetail looks like he's actually, like in on that gap, even that he's still in last place, but he's, like, really, I mean, it's not that far behind Oblivion. It's not that bad of a deficit where it's, puts him in danger. So it looks like Zetail has also closed in that gap.
I can't believe we missed this. Oblivion lost a bunker, didn't he?
Oh wow, looks like. Oh, Otakon must have sniped it with Zetail. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Before,
hey,
yeah.
Ricochet, I'm sorry again, man. So it's so hard to keep track of sometimes. Yeah, that was an insane play. I was just like, wait, why is he rebuilding a bunker? We were making that joke earlier. He could lose a bunker and still be in the lead. So let's see how much that holds true.
I guess our prophecy came true. Intentional prophecy, rather. Yeah. So that actually puts Zetail at a great position compared to where he was at before. And I'm wondering if Zetail maybe got the bunker kill. That's how he kind of close that gap. But yeah, it definitely sets Oblivion behind a lot. Like losing a bunk at this early in this game really hurts. No matter like how ahead you are, because like people don't know that you lost the bunk. So that's the worst part. Like they think you're ahead when you're actually.
Yep, absolutely.
Like, in that place, So.
Third bunker going down from Curto, but look at this snipe coming from Zetail and Otakon in the bottom left-hand corner. They are going to be able to get this bunker down from I Like Sports, and he's murking it. Oh, so he gets a little bit of the difference done. I thought it was going to finish there right before they sniped it. That would have been devastating. Still pretty darn devastating.
Yeah, that was a great play by bottom right with those bunker snipes. They've really weakened their both of their lanes actually, which is what you want. It puts them in a great position into mid game
And
for
look,
the third bunker expansion.
and look at top right. Cyrus is playing ball. He had taken that earlier Marine, and Oblivion is building this Reaper bunker on the other side. So, guys, if you want to up your Reaper strategy, this is a pretty interesting take on Reaper strategy. And really, I've only seen Oblivion use it. If you ask him why does he build on both sides, it's so he can switch positions very quickly and be able to respond to threats and also take advantages of snipes.
I think that's the second turret we've seen from Otakon, so
Yeah, and it's going to go down. They might still get this bunker canceled. It is so close.
I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say.
SCV needs to get sniped. Yep, SCV is getting sniped still.
Is that the yeah? That's a third turret from Otakon. Wow.
Meanwhile, a lot of pressure going on here in top right as well. I don't know. They might be able to get it up.
Fourth turret from.
Oh, here
Otakon.
comes.
Damn.
Yep, they're definitely going to be able to get it up. Here comes Fred just to poke in and see what's going on. That's going to definitely give them a little bit of leeway to get that bunker up, and it does complete.
I think given the money that Otakon spent in turrets, it's kind of like equivalent to how much Sports has lost with that bunker. The Sports was murking it. So
Yeah, what was that? 3 turrets that he put down, or was it 4?
I think he put down at least 3.
Yeah,
at least 3 turrets defending that second Reaper expansion. And I know he put down a turret killing Sports' bunk too.
Oh no. So yeah, it's kind of an all, not an all in, but yeah, his 6,000 is really not as high as we're thinking it is.
And Cyrus built going for that router expansion on top right.
Yep.
So, which is a good idea. If your partner is a Reaper specialist, then you need to be a router specialist, just to tank hits for those Reapers when they go in for the bunker snipes.
Yeah, that's an. Do you see the pings going on right here? Looks like Trigger is setting up to do a tank push on top right now. The tank is finished, and he's gonna go and try to build a forward shield tower right now. He's pinging Fred for support, but Fred is playing in the middle. I don't know if Fred saw the ping.
Oh, there's 2 juicy minerals down there for Fred. If he sees it,
And here it comes. Here comes the tank push from top right. They got to be able to call this tank right away. Cyrus doesn't see it, but he should know. There he is. It's in vision. They see the tank.
giving Cyrus a taste of his own medicine.
Yep.
Because Cyrus is usually the one that likes building tanks. He's usually not on the receiving end until it's late game.
It looks like they're not getting any help from their bottom left diagonal. That's not good. Cyrus is going to lose his bunker if bottom left does not respond in kind. They're making the push for it right now. Oblivion and Cyrus pushing in. Meanwhile, the bunker does go down. And the tank survives and now is going to set up probably... No, he's retreating the tank back.
He's afraid of Kurto, but I think people are just okay with Cyrus dying in this game. It's just...
Yeah, but to be honest, Kurto does not want that. I mean, he's the next player up. If Cyrus falls, it's a 4v2 on them.
Should actually have helped, but I think he might have been busy with bottom right.
See, and this push comes too late. I mean, the tank's already back in position. If anything, they're just gonna further help their stronghold over there.
Cyrus down to 1 bunk.
Cyrus down to 1 bunk. What do you guys think in the stream chat? What was that an opportunity Kurto should have taken, try to deny that tank, or was he doing right by continuing to hit bottom right? Eager to hear your comments in the stream chat.
He could have easily taken out a purple bunk while they were busy defending the tank. Yeah, even if it wasn't to help save Cyrus, it would have been a very good opportunity for him to weaken his lane, which is something that you always want to be doing.
Interesting bunker choice there from Kurto, electing to go Marines instead of Marauders. That bunker is going to get canceled very easily there from Trigger and Fred.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, bottom right being pushed on by top right. It's kind of weird. It was a 2v2 across the top. Now it's a 2v2 across the sides, it looks like. But man, Cyrus's army just getting decimated there by Otacon. It's Reapers.
I wonder if Trigger's next move is to tank push Kurto.
I don't know. I think right now the bottom teams are the stronger looking ones. We got Trigger that invested in early tank. That's definitely going to set him behind. We got Cyrus that was unwilling participant of that tank action. And
Willing participant.
I think they kind of allowed Kurto, who is in first, a little bit free reign to keep on macroing and keep on feeding up. That tank is a lot of money right now, and it's not doing much.
I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, like Kurto's lane is not that much far behind from him, so they're doing a good job of trading and just getting money off of each other without doing too much damage. Of course, you want to be feeding more than your lane does, which Kurto is doing, so he's feeling pretty good. I think every team has lost a bunker except for top left. I don't believe they have lost a single bunker,
but they haven't built too many bunkers to begin with, right? So
hard to lose bunkers when you don't have bunkers to lose.
Little friendly quirk from Zateo there, using one of Cyrus's favorite sayings, which is "stay in your lane." Kurto really wants this Marine bunker. He's going for it again. I'm surprised that he's not getting this Marauder, but he must be trying to save it for sports.
I don't understand why he doesn't try to defend. If you want to build a Marine bunker, you should at least put a shield tower there. Yeah, he's doing that now. With that tank there, I don't know if Kurto knows that the tank is there. I would not be expanding more in that direction because that just be easy pickings for a tank and an army. He wants to go for a third time. I mean, if you build a Marine bunk there, Trig can easily take that out with
the tank. Yeah. I think what their thought is, they want to give sports at Marauder bunker since Otacon is heavy Reaper. I think that's their thought, but
yeah, I agree.
But he's still.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Draconis?
I was just saying he's still a little bit away from it now. I mean, if anything, you can always switch lanes still. I don't know if we don't usually see that happen in these lobbies. You give up a little bit in your resupply, but I think that's a little bit better right now because it's going to be some time before Sports is able to get that bunker and secure it.
I think this wouldn't be a bad time for Kurto to kind of pull with Sports just so he can get that Marauder bunk up a little bit earlier because he's in first place and his partner is in last place. So if you give your teammate some money, that would kind of equalize the distance that he has with his lane. Remember that Sports did lose a bunker earlier, so it's actually even weaker than what it seems like on the scoreboard, which is already pretty weak. And it looks like Trigger is just using that tank for defense for now. He doesn't want to provoke a kind of a 4v2 situation by doing a tank push.
Yeah, Kurto should be really worried. I think Kurto should be really worried. I mean, look how close that tank is to his bunker.
He should be building a tank. He should be expecting a tank push, and he should be building a tank in defense.
Let's see. Resources wise, he's sitting about 700. We got red at almost 1500. So maybe Sports is going to throw down the tank actually. Yep, and he does right away. Good call. They heard you on stream there, Technique. So
I mean, I think what I say is probably obvious to like any like player here, so it's not like a mind-blowing revelation. But yeah, but it was Sports who got the tank and not Kurdo, because I don't think Sports can afford the minerals to build a tank, whereas Kurdo can afford it. Kurdo pulled, I don't know. I think Sports in general is also a pretty good tank player. Like, I haven't seen Kurdo do tank pushes as part of his play, so maybe it's just they're just using each other's strengths. You know, like Kurdo just does well with, you know, traditional army pushing, and Sports is more unconventional in terms of being able to use tanks and armies pretty efficiently.
that
And
tank does go down from Trigger right there with that push from top right.
How did I didn't see, did Trigger lose his army at some point? Like,
I didn't see the army getting traded off there, but it definitely looked like their tank was in a lot of trouble, and it did go down.
oh man, I think Trigger lost both a bunker and a tank. He had a Reaper bunk there.
Yeah, you're right.
In the forward spot, yeah. Oh wow, that really sets Trigger back.
Hey Ricochet, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Ricochet.
That puts like bottom right at a great position, because they're the only team that hasn't really lost anything. So I think the best position.
Yeah, meanwhile, Sports just sitting on his single red bunker. Sorry, Ricochet.
Although score-wise, they're not doing very well, so maybe not.
I don't know. The only superstar is really just Fred and Kurdo, probably because they've been trading with each other regularly.
I mean, they can afford to lose things, but I don't think neither have lost anything. It's really more the weaker players that have lost bunks and tanks in this game. Weaker, I mean players that are behind in scoreboard, not necessarily skill-wise weaker.
Lots of action.
Yeah.
I was going to say just a lot of action finally going towards the middle. It's been kind of stuck in these 2v2 configurations for a while. The middle's been not seeing that much love.
And it's because none of the teams are in like kill mode. They're all just trying to get money.
Gosh, Trigger's army just evaporated Otacon. It had to be, I'm sorry, Oblivion. It had to just be Oblivion sniping and catching them off guard. And I swear, just to kind of show the players that are looking to up their Reaper play, he's got 2 Reaper bunkers there. More than likely, he has retired this Marine bunker, and he's got 2 supply. His whole goal is to up into attack, keep his army alive, and snipe. That's his plan. Look at this, Marauders coming down from Fred. That is definitely a threat to Oblivion. If your opponent gets Marauders, it's all of a sudden much harder for them. But look, he could just come in and force a cancel so quick and then retreat back. Meanwhile, bottom left, they're trying to get Marauders up too. Zateo and Otacon doing everything they can to deny it, but it's not working, especially with red tank there. And then the turret play by Kurdo. They call it out, but I think it's going to be too late. They'll probably get that bunker up. Whoa, look at this. Look at this tank play from Cyrus. That is aggressive push on the tank. Oh, man. If Oblivion gets his army decimated, he's not going to be able to hold that tank. It looks like the tank is going to probably have be forced to either retreat or go down here. They're going to stop it from being able to retreat. I think that was too aggressive of a tank push right there. I mean, it was just so close. And the only difference is like Oblivion's army is strong, but it's like a glass cannon army. So once it reduces its size and force, it's just snowballs into disaster.
It's no longer a force to be reckoned with.
So again, if you're looking for Reaper strategy, just know what the flaws are. The whole thing is you have to keep your supply and army count up. If you do even trades like that, it will not work out good for you.
You know, I think Oblivion can easily snipe Zeteo. How busy Zeteo has been. But they have good sensors, so maybe not.
Kurto still leading the way. 26,000 points. Fred 22,000. Otacon at 15. Zeteo now at 13, along with Cyrus Trigger at 13. Oblivion at 13. I Like Sports at 10. Yeah, it's still, even though Kurto has a huge lead, the lead is distributed between the top two teams on the left side.
Yeah, I mean, I still can't pick out a clear point, even 40 minutes into the game. I think.
If I wanted to just look at the. Yeah, if I wanted to look at just the two teams on the left-hand side, I think top left's in a better position. Sports is just taking a lot of damage. The only advantage he has is that tank. But Trigger's not that far behind, and Fred is just almost equal to score. Preemptive GG being called from Otacon right here.
He loves that preemptive GG.
Ooh, look at this. Oblivion coming in for the snipe on Kurto's bunker. The question is, are they going to lose both?
Yeah, they might lose the tank.
They saved the Rotter bunker, but yeah, that tank is in huge trouble.
They might save the tank. Oh, wow.
That was huge. Oh, the tank does go down. Wow. I thought they were going to save it there for a split second. I'm sure they thought so as well. All they needed was one SCV on that tank. Counterattack's going to be big, though. Taking out one upgraded supply from Otacon. Let's see if they try to focus fire down the other. They will. That's going to definitely hurt Otacon a lot.
Yeah, they really lost their army trying to kill that tank, which is something that I don't think players realize, like how much danger you put yourself in when you go for like killing a tank or a bunker. Like when you lose your army, that puts you, like, even if you kill a bunker, the other team has like a relatively intact army. Like they can come back and like destroy multiple things that you own. So
look at this snipe attempt from top right going on bottom right now. Zeteo is going to lose that Marauder bunker. No, Zeteo, you cannot have 3 bunkers.
that was good on Oblivion though, because he needed that. He needs no rods on the board in order for his Reaper play to be effective.
Yep, and he is now.
Is in his advantage because he's only on a Reaper build. And that no routers in play, it gives. Oh, actually, sorry, Kurto still has routers, but I mean it's not necessarily bad for Oblivion to have his diagonal have routers. Like neither of their lanes have routers. It just gives Oblivion that much more map control because since he can just go and snipe anything that he wants. He wants them to lose that router.
And he's able to get another one there from Kurto. No routers on the board. 20 attack. Looks like Oblivion is very quickly approaching his final form here. The Reapers are so powerful, it's also destroying Trigger's internet, it looks like.
I think that was the best play by Oblivion to take out Kurto's. You still want your router, you still want your diagonal to have somewhat of an advantage, because that also hurts the lane that they're fighting. Kurto was so far ahead in first place that Oblivion just saw him as a late game threat, no matter what. I mean, which he will be. But I don't know if you want to do that like this early in the game, when 4 teams are still in play.
Cyrus trying to be a distraction so Oblivion can go to work on his sniping. Again, just looking at the play, you definitely need a partner to help you. He's trying to pull the army away. That way, Oblivion's not focusing on focusing down army. He's only focusing on that bunker right there. 2 tanks top left, Fred, getting them into position right now.
Yeah, the fact that Kurto doesn't have his Marauder bunk is really gonna put him at a disadvantage, because you really need those rods to kind of tank those hits. Like,
and I'm curious if they're going to call out those 2 tanks. I mean, that's a huge turn right there. That's a lot of money that Fred invested.
They have splash.
No splash
Probably
yet.
does.
No splash yet.
Are you saving up for splash? Fred has almost 2,000 in the bank. Okay.
Kurto's sitting still pretty good at 40,000. He's taking a little bit of more bigger lead from Fred there, but Fred does have these 2 tanks, and this bunker is really exposed. I foresee him getting tank pushed and him losing that bunker pretty quickly. I Like Sports does have his own tank just probably to try to prevent the snipes, but I don't know. I'm guessing they'll lose that. Well, looks like the lobby is trying to orchestrate some kind of 6v2 on bottom left. It looks like top right does not want to have anything to do with it. Zateo might lose this other bunker. They need to snipe the SCV, but it still does go down.
I think them losing that Reaper bunk isn't that much of a loss, given that Zateo has routers, or rebuilt his routers. So just having more routers in your army composition does well to defend further Reaper attacks.
I think this is bad news, though, for Zateo, because it tells you what top right strategy is. They wanted to clear out that bunker to give Oblivion an angle. I think top right is committed to destroying bottom right now. And yep, here it comes. So another back bunker going down. a false tank play call out. That's funny. Hey, I didn't see this. Sports got 2 bunkers. He brought a friend to his original there.
2 tanks.
And now it's going to be like the Cold War, you know, just between tank standoffs and the radius. Let's see. Sports does have splash. They both have splash now. Meanwhile, top right is trying to clear out bottom right as quick as they can. That way they can have access to bottom left. And I think that's what the play is. They want to kill top right. They want to clear it out. Then they're going to force the 4v2 on bottom left, and then try to be the teams remaining between the top teams.
It's interesting that Cyrus is going for bunkers rather than tanks, because he usually goes for a tank on the 3rd bunk, but...
Interesting tank setup from Sports here. This is ballsy. It's not going to get punished, it looks like, either. And meanwhile, they did lose that Marauder bunk as I was looking at the tank. I am sorry, Ricochet.
Actually, his tank is in range, but he's gonna kill Fred's tank. Oh, both of their tanks. Oh.
Wow.
It just tells you how powerful Splash is, because like that one tank was able to kill 2 tanks.
And this we definitely will see top right respond to. Top right does not want top left to die here.
Oblivion is just eating Zateo's routers. Like, they just can't do anything, just given the overwhelming...
Yep, we're 4 minutes from the 30-minute warning. For those of us that don't know about the rule, games will draw at 1 hour and 30 minutes unless only 2 teams remain. All 4 teams are still on the map, which for this late is a little bit odd. I mean, we've had entire games that were shorter than this. Zateo does go down in defeat right there. Looks like they're pushing now on Otacon, trying to finish it off. The other team's not moving anywhere, so it looks like bottom right will be the first to fall here. Yeah, I think Sports...
When you have like... Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I think Sports was a little too late and not realizing they're going to be the ones next on the menu. And here they go. They're rolling. Now you'll see probably top left roll once they see the kill counter still keep going up.
What is top left thinking? They're kind of just standing still. Like, are they just waiting for...
I think they're trying to rebuild their tanks and probably still trying to ascertain what top right strategy is.
Wow, do you see that? Fred built 2 more tanks. Like, he lost 2 tanks, and yet he has, like, 3 tanks on the board. So I guess he's going for all tank build.
I think he's just being dumped in from Trigger. Look at Trigger's upgrades.
Yeah, it's actually rare to see Trigger in such low upgrades. You're right.
Yep. And I think the fact that Fred invested in Splash, at this point, Trigger can't get Splash and tanks, so he's probably just saying, okay, you build the tanks too. Fred carry, man. Fred carry. I won't take mid right now.
I don't know why Fred is still...
Look at Oblivion. Oblivion is just set up. He's ready to go. As soon as this pressure hits on from top left and Cyrus, he is going to go in on red here. Let's see. He should be targeting the bunker rather than the tank. Yep, he is going for the bunker. Now, if he kills both that last bunker, Sports only has 1 more bunker left. All 3 of those tanks will go down. That's his Achilles heel.
It's also going for all in on the tanks, same as Fred, except...
Yep. And look, here we go for Oblivion. Is he going to go right for the bunker? He is. Watch, all 3 of these tanks will go down as soon as that bunker goes down. Will he be able to kill it? No, the tank's decimated just in time, but Cyrus not able to get a tank kill. Oh, man, that was good for Red. It makes them live another day. Kurto, in the meantime, trading off this bunker, but honestly, that bunker was dead as soon as the 4v2 happened.
And I think Cyrus did get a tank kill. But again, Sports has... it's only 1 out of 3, so Sports is still...
Yeah, I thought Sports only had 3, so maybe he did not. Sorry, Ricochet. Is all I have to say.
Yeah, I just saw a 750 like go off, so that's why I knew Sports lost the tank. But I think he was building a 4th tank anyway, so it isn't that much of a loss for him in that trade. And then he gained a lot of feed from Oblivion, so he probably gained enough money to build another tank, if not.
Oblivion really wants to do this. He's sending in some forward scouts. He's got 115 supply here. Just to give you an idea, the only other high one is Cyrus with 80. Everyone else is sitting at 65, 50, 60. Some massive supply here from top right.
This is, I think, what Oblivion excels at. Not being first in the scoreboard, but having a huge Reaper army that he might as well be in first place. I think people don't realize how Oblivion plays. He's able to do very well.
Watch all these tanks disappear, and they are gone.
Yeah. Yep. And that's classic Oblivion play right there. Not being in first place, but like doing more damage than anyone else, even more so than a first place player.
They are going in for the kill completely. Now, what do you do if you're top left? I guess you start going for middle right now. Kind of looks like that's what they're planning for.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, Kurto can definitely be a nuisance, but I think Kurto knows that top right would be. Oh wow, they want to finish. Interesting. What do you guys think?
I mean, they should switch, but I don't think they truly know how big Oblivion is. And also, it's hard to snipe Oblivion given that he's on the other end of the map from top left. So.
Yep. All right, guys, we're getting into the final pushes. I think the game will be decided within the next couple of minutes, just depending on how everyone does. Tank position being pushed up here from Cyrus. Got some pings from Trigger saying, hey, we're definitely going to have to move some tanks here. Hopefully, Fred will share control with Trigger. That would definitely help him out a lot. Look at Oblivion's setup.
Yep.
Wow.
Fred anticipated that snipe because he sent a couple of units down to scout, and he knew and he correctly deduced that Oblivion's army was there.
Yep, tanks coming in the middle. All three tanks, they need to get set up. At one point, you just got to resign that you need to set them up. Forward shield tower in from Cyrus. Man, look at the carnage going on in the middle right now.
This is where having a Reaper army kind of hurts because they can't really take hits in an engagement. But although Oblivion is doing so well because he has the numbers on his side.
Yep, one tank from Fred goes down. And look, Cyrus's tank getting sniped in. It goes down as well. Third tank from Fred pushing in. That's a very aggressive push. Just to target on Cyrus's other tank, I would imagine. He needs to target Cyrus's tank right here. I don't think he has it targeted.
It doesn't matter. I think they have it because they can slowly take out Cyrus's rotter bunks with that tank, with those two tanks.
Yep, and with Oblivion's army decimated there, they're not going to see resupply from right now. Fred does have his tanks unsieged. He needs to push them up, re-siege them up.
Yeah, I think Oblivion choosing to engage Fred in that previous encounter was a mistake. Once he saw, like, he should have pulled back and gone in a different direction.
No cancel on that center bunker there from Oblivion. I mean, from Fred. Cyrus trying to split their army and try to weaken their stronghold in the middle. Oblivion is back up to his final form. He's got how much supply? 140 supply. They got to be careful. If Oblivion's able to flank up and hit up, it's going to be all over for top left in just a matter of seconds.
No.
He's going in right for the tank. One tank is going to go down almost instantly. The second one is able to survive. If you're a Reaper player, this is the game to play. It looked like it was all over for top right, but they're coming back.
Cyrus is doing work on side base, on their starting position. So they're really doing a base trade.
That tank's up.
Cyrus also lost his tank, like his last tank. I don't know when that happened, but
I thought it happened with. Yeah, you're right. He retreated one. He must have tried one. The last tank goes down from top right. This is not looking good at all for top right.
Now that there's no more tanks in play, Oblivion can kind of go around and snipe bunkers. All Cyrus has to do is defend it, like for the time being, and let Oblivion's to build up. Cyrus just has to keep them distracted. I don't know why Oblivion keeps on going mid. He should be like flanking and attacking.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's just worried that maybe because Cyrus only has like 3 or 4 bunkers right now too, he might not be able to hold, so he's keeping up that instance. Fred seeing and being able to wrap down, that's where it's going to actually make Cyrus be able to push there at the top left part.
He's just trying to draw Fred away from Cyrus as much as possible. Yeah, because his Reapers are so fast. Like Fred's army is never gonna catch up.
Oh no, Fred a little bit out of position. He doesn't see it. He's going to lose how many bunkers right here in this one run? One bunker goes down in 3 different volleys. Onto the second bunker. 3 different volleys again. This is what 150 supply does to you. 3 bunkers down, and I think that's going to be what breaks top left's back right there. GG being called out from Fred. Trigger wanting to keep pushing on.
That's the thing, like, it's not just, I mean, Rotters are good at counter against Reapers, but, like, Rotters are just so slow that, like, if you lose sight of where the Reapers are, you're never going to be able to catch up to them. Like, even if you, like, find out where they're going, like, there's no way, and by the time you get there, you've already lost, like, multiple bunks. He's okay with that, because he's just going to go all out Rotters and just try to stay close to his bunks as much as he can.
Look at what Oblivion's doing here. He sacked that bunker just so he can come in here and do some further damage to Fred. He knows that this bunker is much more valuable than that one that was building. Pushes straight up into the side to cancel out the second bunker. Doesn't cancel it, gets the bunker kill in the back though. We got Bang Boogie saying that's so mean. I agree. Actually, I've been on the receiving end of this Oblivion play, and you almost get a sense of powerlessness after a time. Just, you know, what do you do? If you're Fred right now, what do you do?
You need to remain as compact as possible. But yeah, like, once someone builds that much Reaper mass, it doesn't really matter how much Rotters you have. They're indefensible. By the time it takes our army to go from one Rotter bunk to another, like, you've already lost one. Like, that's how quickly a Reaper army can decimate a bunker. It doesn't even matter that Rotters have a unit advantage over Reapers. By the time you build up so much mass, and the fact that they have extra damage against bunkers, like, you cannot save your bunkers, even with Rotters. Like, sure, you might get that doesn't matter in the late game, where it's about, like, keeping, you know, your base intact, which he clearly can do even with his Rotters.
Game's slowly coming to an end here, so I hear you completely. Supply being taken out. I mean, Oblivion's whole goal is just whittle them down as much as they can. Doesn't matter if he's getting supply depots or whatnot, it's going to help him. Fred with SCVs, he's got 4 SCVs, but I'm not being able to see a little bit of turrets happening right now. But I think even with 4 SCVs, he can't repair a bunker fast enough.
Yeah.
Oblivion now sitting at 160 supply. 3 volleys. 3 complete volleys to kill a bunker for him. It's so fast how much they can come down.
The thing is, like, Oblivion doesn't even need to be in first place to be so effective. Like, and he's not in first place, as you can see from the scoreboard. Like, that dude is build a critical mass of Reapers. Like, you could have, like, almost 0 upgrades, and that Reaper army would be as, like, just as deadly, you know?
Yeah, not looking good here for top left. If they're able to hold on and just muster up a few more SCVs, then maybe they can do something. But right now, it's looking pretty darn grim. We saw a text from Otacon there calling GG. Basically, he's thinking it's over as well. Fred, new bunker from Fred coming up, being taken down immediately from Oblivion as well. And now he's retreating. 180 supply now Oblivion is sitting at in a pro game lobby.
Yeah, it should have never progressed to the point where Oblivion got 180. I think Fred maybe just didn't realize Oblivion's Reaper play, so I guess he got his first dose of Oblivion. I mean, but then again, Kurto also should have called it out. But maybe Kurto was like, fuck it, if I'm going down, then I don't want to, like, help top left win, so I might as well just slowly watch top left die, because they're the ones who killed me.
And GG is called out. Fred saying he didn't even realize Kurto died. And that is GG and the conclusion of our third game. Guys, I want to thank you all for joining us. That was a really fun, good 3-game session that we had, minus the one where we had a drop. But hey, again, if you haven't joined us before, check out our website, zcleagues.com. What we're really looking for is just build the community, build more players, get better games going on. And so far, I think it's working. The pub games themselves, I see a lot stronger players. We got over 150 people in this Discord now. So again, my name is Draconis. Joined with me again was Technique. Technique, thanks a lot for sitting with us these last 3 games and casting with us. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
All right, and then we also had Peter Griffin. He was able to join us on that second game. We missed you on this one, Peter. So thank you again for all your help and your support. Again, thank you to all the players that we have here. Any last or parting words, Technique?
See you in a pub game.
The what?
See you in a game.
All right, yeah. We will see you guys all in a pub game. Thanks, guys. Take care.
His side, they're getting ready for a gang up here. The top right, the one thing they're missing right now is a sensor tower. So I think because Fred's in the sensor, they're waiting. Oh no, they still went. They might take this bunk.
Yeah, they're totally
cut off,
they're
not
gonna
able
clear
to
that
do
bunker for
anything here.
sure.
They're gonna take down this bunk. Very good timing because Zateo got pushed back. Nothing he could do there. Adam will take this kill.
Cyrus would be at least above. Cyrus would be closer to Corjo.
So Bang's gonna get finished off as well. This is really good for sports. I think he's got 400 minerals sitting there.
Adam and Cyrus.
Oh,
still...
he got the tank kill. He killed Cyrus's tank. I was gonna say that was probably pretty silly by sports. He could have got 400 minerals here for those turrets, but he gets a tank and a bunker kill. That cripples them. Absolutely cripples them.
See, I like the idea of rushing the bunker with the units in that case because this is time bound. Like, the idea would be get a bunker.
Wait, hold on. We got tank in vision. Cyrus's tank is getting hit by Zateo's tank. He had to push back.
Oh, it's so close. It's so close. Oh no, the unit pathing catches the tank. The tank goes down. Oh man.
You guys just saw Zito just lost his bunker and his tank, so that was very, very costly.
Did not see it. Oh man. I am a fail caster, and they're going to lose the other tank. I see that.
Yeah.
I mean, they could very well lose this other bunker. Bottom right, definitely not letting up on them.
Oh, and here we go. This is the second tanks here, and then lines up some turrets in front of him. He can hold that position permanently while pushing on Cyrus. He's got the unit supply. He's got 120 supply. Cyrus is on 95. They've probably got around the same amount of resupply.
So if it loses a tank...
Right there. He can get this tank if he pushes. Oh my gosh.
He's got to stutter into it because he's losing vision. And he gets it.
And that is Cyrus's own.
I don't know what happened. Maybe he wasn't getting the farm.
They got a push here going against Bank Boogie. That bunker is going to be very, very close to going down.
Wow. So close.
I thought it was going to save there for a second. They are able to get the snipe on Bank Boogie. Bank Boogie now on just one bunker.
And bottom left, bottom right, not going to get up his EJK is not going to get up his block home.
Lucerne's bunker is in trouble. They're making a push on this one too. Cashiar and Bank Boogie might be able to get it. It's going to be really close though. I don't know. Wow, they are able